time cue will come with 2 minutes until airtime on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Stations, if you encounter any technical issues related to this Georgia show broadcast, please call our trouble hotline at 336-831-0861. Mark, 2 minutes until airtime for this basketball game broadcast. Your next time cue will come with 1 minute until airtime for this basketball game broadcast. Stations, we are coming up on 1 minute until airtime. 1 minute in 5, 4, 3, 2, mark. 1 minute, stations. 1 minute until airtime for this basketball game broadcast. Studio producers, when you hear touchdown, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime. Mark, 30 seconds. Your next and final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Touchdown! Studios, start your archive recording. Coming up on 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds, stations. Have fun.
The following is a presentation of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Commit to the G.
Dog Nation, please welcome the 23rd head men's basketball coach in Georgia history, Mike White.
It is going to happen here at Georgia.
Oh, that's Jabri Abdur-Rahim from the right corner. Backdoor feed on the bounce pass. Window with a two-handed dunk.
This is Georgia basketball.
Georgia will win it. How about them dogs?
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, this is Georgia basketball. Brought to you by Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Live fast, eat well with Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Georgia Farm Bureau, always the home team. And by Piedmont Healthcare. Piedmont empowers Georgians by changing healthcare, making it better, more simplified, and easier to access. Real change lives here. This is the Grindhouse Killer Burgers Bulldog Courtside Show. Now to Courtside, along with Chuck Dowdle. Here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Hi again, everyone. Welcome to another night of Georgia Bulldogs basketball. Another full house is expected here inside Stegman Coliseum in Athens as Georgia welcomes South Carolina to the house tonight. Something we'll have to give today. Georgia has lost its last 3 games. South Carolina has been beaten in 4 straight, and both teams are coming off blowout losses on the road. Another storyline for this game is the Gamecocks' success over the Dogs during the last 6 years. Carolina has beaten Georgia now in 12 straight, by far the longest stretch of wins in the series. It's an opportunity for Georgia, however, to end that streak tonight. South Carolina, despite having one of the top freshmen in the league in Gigi Jackson, the Gamecocks are at or near the bottom of the conference in most of the major statistical categories. They are 1-6 in the league. The Dogs currently 3-4 in the SEC and in search of a much-needed home victory tonight. This is the Grindhouse Killer Burgers Courtside Show. Live fast, eat well with Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Our producer-engineer is the Road Dog, Adam Gillespie. Luke Nadkarni produces and hosts in our network studio. And Chuck Dowdle, well, he's speculating the high price of eggs as we host the poultry from South Carolina. Up or down? He's out of the hen house and inside the dog's house next on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance is committed to protecting the state of Georgia. No one knows Georgia like we do because no one covers the state like we do. Georgia families are our only focus, and we have offices in just about every county of the state. You can call it our home field advantage. No matter where you are in Georgia, Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance is always the home team.
With the Kroger Plus card, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. And for every dollar you spend, you earn fuel points, which can add up to $1 per gallon off at the pump for the win. Plus, save every day on groceries and get personalized digital coupons for the win. The Kroger Plus card, all you do is win. Big, big savings. Sign up now at Kroger.com and start saving. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for players every game at Stegman Coliseum. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family-made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com.
Hey, you're the guy with Kevin the fire-breathing goat.
Yeah?
I'm playing Keno right now. Like you say, you pick 10 numbers, Keno picks 20. The more you match, the more you win.
Looks like your numbers are matching.
No way! Well, that was easy.
And there's another game in about 3 minutes.
Hey, little goat, you want to help me fill out my play slip for the next one?
No paper. That's why he plays on his phone.
Win up to $100,000 every 3.5 minutes. Playing Keno. Play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the Bulldogs Courtside Show, brought to you by Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Live fast, eat well with Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Do you think Chuck knows we're on right now? All right, let's get Chuck Dowdle in here. I said he was speculating the price of eggs, but now he's doing a stage show over there for the scores table. He's telling jokes.
We're just having a little fun here.
Well, we are before the game starts, and you got to have fun, though, right?
Absolutely. And you look over this, Scott. Look, and I don't want to, knock anybody here, but there's a huge difference, just the eyeball test from our opponent today out on the floor warming up, and the opponent that we faced Wednesday night. That Tennessee team was as physically imposing as any team I think I've seen in our conference in a long time, and they certainly put it to us. And we're going to have to recover from that and get out here and get after a South Carolina team that's struggling some. But what we're going to have to do is, the old expression about dance with who brung you. Well, who brung us this far, not only in conference play, but even in our non-conference schedule, has been our defense. And since that first half against Kentucky up in Lexington, in other words, our last 2.5 games, our defense has just not been what it had been, and it's cost us.
Well, they hope to turn that around tonight. As we said, both teams on losing streaks, both teams with road losses. Georgia, as Chuck pointed out, lost at Tennessee, and the South Carolina Gamecocks have dropped 4 in a row. They're coming off a 21-point defeat at the hands of the Florida Gators down in Gainesville. So something will definitely give tonight. Here's Georgia takes on South Carolina. Dog fans, make sure you check out the official Georgia basketball digital game program each game day at georgiadogs.com/digital. Let's check out Luke Nadkarni. He's in the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. He'll run down all the events of the day. The SEC Big 12 Challenge going on. He gets us up to date and that and more right after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
With Northside Hospital, you can look forward to new beginnings, look ahead to comeback seasons, and look up for hope and strength. Northside welcomes you into our community of care, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Led by our expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
Georgia fans, college basketball is back, so grab your friends in a cold, refreshing Dos Equis lager and make the most of the big game. Whether you're at the bar with fellow dogs or watching with your friend who went to that other school, Dos Equis is there for it all. So buy a cold, crisp Dos Equis and go Dogs! Dos Equis, proud partner of Georgia Athletics. Get a dose. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2022, imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The BMW i4 M50. It's 100% electric and 100% BMW. Experience the power of over 500 horses stampeding at a whisper as BMW M-engineered handling takes you through every twist and turn. The complete suite of intuitive technology keeps you connected. The pure performance keeps your heart racing. The BMW i4 M50. Silence has never said so much. BMW, the ultimate electric driving machine.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Go Dogs!
Get ready for tip-off at the UGA Bookstore, featuring the best Bulldogs gifts and apparel. Shop all the great brands at the UGA Bookstore like Nike, Tommy Bahama, Vineyard Vines, and Southern Tide. The UGA Bookstore is the exclusive home of the UGA 10 collection by Peter Millar. The UGA Bookstore in the heart of campus next to the Tate Student Center. Shop online 24/7 at UGABookstore.com. The UGA Bookstore. It's where dogs shop.
Welcome back to the Grindhouse Killer Burgers Bulldog Courtside Show. Now, scores and highlights from around college basketball. Let's go inside the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. Here's Luke Nadkarni.
Georgia and South Carolina, just over a quarter of an hour away from Stegman Coliseum. Luke Nadkarni here with you on the Grindhouse Killer Burgers Courtside Show, and a busy day here in the SEC, popcorn popping at the Farrell Center in Waco, Texas.
Black into the paint, pass to Council, knocked away and stolen by Langston Love. Up the floor to George. George into the paint, layup, good, and a foul. Keontae George scores. He'll go to the line for a three-point play.
John Morris on the call from Learfield. That one tied it up at 44 and with 7:15 to play in the second half. These two still neck and neck. Arkansas and number 17 Baylor. Arkansas in front, 49-48. Similarly close game at the Hump in Starkville. Just under 10 minutes to play in this ball game. Number 11 TCU clings to a 49-47 lead over Mississippi State. Couple more games tipping off with us at the 6 o'clock hour. Number 10 Texas on the road at number 4 Tennessee as part of the SEC Big 12 Challenge. And also in that event, number 5 Kansas State plays host to the Florida Gators. More scores at halftime. We'll take a timeout and talk to Georgia head coach Mike White on the other side. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Reruns aren't great repeats, but a Bulldogs repeat? That's something to cheer about with the 2022 Regents Georgia Bulldogs National Champions Visa Debit Card. Every purchase brings pride and the confidence of Lock It that lets you lock your card with the Regents mobile app. Get your commemorative debit card and checks at regents.com/GoDogs. Regents, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees may apply.
With the Kroger Plus card, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. And for every dollar you spend, you earn fuel points, which can add up to $1 per gallon off at the pump for the win. Plus, save every day on groceries and get personalized digital coupons for the win. The Kroger Plus card, all you do is win. Big, big savings. Sign up now at Kroger.com and start saving. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for players every game at Stegman Coliseum. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com.
No matter your favorite game day traditions, it all starts with a cup of coffee to get you ready to cheer on a Bulldogs win. Community Coffee is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs, serving Bulldog Nation with rich and smooth blends crafted right here in the USA. We've supported and celebrated thriving communities like the UGA family for over 100 years, and we believe there's no better day than game day for bringing people together. Community Coffee, strong as our roots.
We are getting closer to tip-off. Time now for a visit with the Dogs head coach, Mike White. With the coach, here's Scott Howard.
Back here in Athens, Stegman Coliseum, getting ready for Georgia and South Carolina. Coach Mike White is here, and Mike, we've kind of hit our first rough patch of the season. What do you want to see our guys do to get out of that tonight?
We got to dig our way out. No one's going to do it for us. We can't watch the scoreboard and hope it happens. We got to get in a stance, get some style. We got to earn it, man. We got to earn it. And we're capable. It's going to start with defensive intensity and energy and defending the three from the jump.
Are we doing anything differently defensively these last few games that you've seen that maybe we weren't doing as well, earlier in the season?
Some of it, Scott, is your scheduling just catches up with it. That's
right. Yeah.
The reality of it is that, and we had one subpar defensive performance, glaring, and it was our last home game against Vanderbilt, and we could go. That's 2 games ago, and the other 2 are on the road against 2 of the better teams, obviously, in the country, and Tennessee's a legitimate potential top 5 team, and so it was more their offense than our defense. Now, as a coach, you want more, and you're gritty, you're greedy, and you're stingy, and you want a lot of those possessions back. But man, we battled. We just did. They're just better than us right now, and that's we're in a process of building. Now against Vanderbilt, we lacked defensive edge. We felt comfortable at home. We won a bunch of row at home, and we were a little bit stagnant. We allowed Tompkins, and I'm going back 2 games ago. Trey Tompkins and Miles Studi to get going, and once a visiting team's confidence is at a high level and they're that skilled, you're asking for trouble, and that's what happened. With this one, Michi Johnson, Chico Carter, Gigi Jackson, they've got to feel us. They've got to smell our breath from the tip.
Do you feel like this team that you have can be physical, like you want them to be physical?
Well, we're not an overly physical team, but we do play very, very hard, most of the time, especially defensively, and we've proven to guard teams at a high level. In our SEC wins, we guarded at a really high level, including, an Auburn team that came in here highly ranked. We guarded some non-conference teams, even mids that our fans may not necessarily know are really good offensively, but we guarded 4, 5, 6 of those at a really high level who have competitive numbers offensively nationally. So, we were a team 10 days ago. We were in the top 60. We're the most improved defensive program in college basketball. We've got to show that tonight again.
A couple of things that maybe you haven't mentioned yet that you want to see from your guys tonight to have success.
Details, connection, being simply in a stance, getting back to basics, being better at simple. Am I jumping to the ball? Am I closing out with high hands? Am I making shooters bounce the ball? Am I rebounding the ball with 2 hands? I mean, we've given up so many rebounds here in these last 3 games where we think we have it. We just go soft with 1 hand. And that other guy in the SEC jersey jumps up there with 2 hands. He's usually getting it.
Could be a good crowd tonight again, Mike. Let's hope we can get that home victory. Have fun tonight and good luck.
Yeah, we'd love to reward the fans. Really appreciate them from coming out. We're going to play hard as heck. Let's go.
That sounds good. That's Coach Mike White. Georgia and South Carolina are coming up. We'll give you the lineups right after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
It's time to cheer on the Bulldogs with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth, and at 5% alcohol, it's got the perfect kick to turn things up on game day. It's time to stock up for the season. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted. Please drink responsibly. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Piedmont is passionate about Georgia, about each and every person that make this state incredible. From farmers to creators, manufacturers to teachers, to the dedicated staff walking our hallways. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare, to empower you through tools that make it easy to book in minutes, check in before you walk in, and have your health information all in one place. Visit Piedmont.org. Piedmont, real change lives here.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
With the Kroger Plus card, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. And for every dollar you spend, you earn fuel points, which can add up to $1 per gallon off at the pump for the win. Plus, save every day on groceries and get personalized digital coupons for the win. The Kroger Plus card, all you do is win. Big, big savings. Sign up now at Kroger.com and start saving. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance is committed to protecting the state of Georgia. No one knows Georgia like we do because no one covers the state like we do. Georgia families are our only focus, and we have offices in just about every county of the state. You can call it our home field advantage. No matter where you are in Georgia, Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance is always the home team.
Commit to the G.
Dog Nation, please welcome the 23rd head men's basketball coach in Georgia history, Mike White.
It is going to happen here at Georgia.
Oh, that's Jabri Abdur-Rahim from the right corner. Backdoor feed on the bounce pass. Window with a two-handed dunk.
This is Georgia basketball.
Georgia will win it. How about them dogs?
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome to live play-by-play coverage of Dogs basketball. Georgia basketball is brought to you by Piedmont Healthcare. Piedmont empowers Georgians by changing healthcare, making it better, more simplified, and easier to access. Real change lives here. Now, alongside Chuck Dowdle, let's go courtside and join the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Crowd filling up here inside Stegman Coliseum. Actually, the Coliseum is filling up with the crowd as the folks continue to file in, and another sellout crowd is expected. Let's give you the starting lineups for tonight's matchup. First for Georgia, the Bulldogs 13-7 for the year, 3-4 in the SEC, as the Dogs take on the Gamecocks in the first of two meetings this year. Coach Mike White in his first season in Athens, a record of 256 and 135, and this is 12th year as a collegiate head coach. His starting five tonight will feature Terry Roberts, a 6'3 senior from North Amityville, New York. Cario Oquindo, the birthday boy, 6'4 junior from Titusville, Florida. Frank Anselm, a 6'10 junior from Lagos, Nigeria. M.A. Moncrief, a 6'8 junior from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And Jusan Holt making his first career SEC start, a 6'7 sophomore from Tacoma, Washington. For the South Carolina Gamecocks, a record of 8-12 overall, 1-6 in the SEC, coached by Lamont Paris in his first season in South Carolina, former head coach at Chattanooga for the last 5 years. His starting five tonight will feature Chico Carter, 6'3 senior guard from Columbia, South Carolina. Michi Johnson, a 6'2 sophomore guard from Cleveland, Ohio. Hayden Brown, a 6'5 graduate from Greer, South Carolina. Gregory G.G. Jackson, a 6'9 freshman from Columbia, South Carolina. And Josh Gray in the middle, 7-footer, 255-pound junior from Brooklyn, New York. Those are the starting lineups, the tip and the keys to the game, and plenty more coming your way right after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Georgia is our home. That's why at Georgia Power, we're building the future of energy. Over the last decade, we've invested nearly $10 billion to strengthen the electric grid, installing new substations, upgrading transformers, moving power lines underground, and investing in cleaner energy. We're making the electric grid more resilient and reliable for you and for future generations. At Georgia Power, we know that making smart investments today prepares us to meet our customers' needs tomorrow.
With Northside Hospital, you can look forward to new beginnings, look ahead to comeback seasons, and look up for hope and strength. Northside welcomes you into our community of care, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Led by our expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Georgia Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
College sports is full of great trash talkers. But what speaks louder than a verbal smackdown are stats. So we'll let Ford F-Series speak for itself. Like advanced capabilities, intelligent towing, smart technology, and 45 years as America's best-selling truck. That's Ford F-Series. Custom order your 2023 F-150 at your local Ford dealer, a proud supporter of college athletics. Some models, trims, and features may not be available based on 1977 to 2021 CY total sales.
Bulldogs and Gamecocks moments away. Let's get our keys to the game driven by Ford F-150. Check out Ford F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs at your local Ford dealer. Here is the official Chuck of the Bulldogs, Chuck Dowdle, with our keys. Chucky.
All right, Scott, we're going to start with hope. Hope. We have it. Let's make sure that they don't. Do not give them hope in this game. Now, Scott was pointing out to me earlier, South Carolina is basically last or next to last in almost all SEC statistical categories. So do not give them hope. Don't let them think that they got a chance here. Number 2, free throws. We got to make them. Our last win was at Ole Miss. We were 13 of 14 at the line. Our last 3 games, all losses, we were a combined 42 of 64. That's only 65% at the line. That needs to be up over 75%. If we could knock it near 80, that'd be even better. And finally, look, the Stag is sold out today. Let's send these fans home happy and just send the Gamecocks home. We need to get to 500. Let's get it done.
I like it. I like it. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Glad to have you listening on your favorite Bulldog Network station or app or online or however you may be listening tonight. Georgia Bulldogs basketball. We appreciate your attendance this evening. Our tip-off moments away. It's brought to you by Northside Hospital, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. With expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence for a healthier future together. Look to Northside Hospital. Officials tonight, Anthony Jordan, Todd Austin, and Jason Baker. The Dogs will go in their white throwback jerseys here at home in front of the sellout crowd. Carolina in all black tonight, Chuck.
And Scott, we are celebrating Cario Oquendo's birthday today. We want to wish him a happy birthday. He's 23 years old today. I've got ties that are older than that I wear.
Let's hope he gets 23 tonight.
Boy, that'd be perfect.
Frank Anselm in the center circle against Josh Gray, 6'10 and 7 feet, and Carolina's going to swat that thing almost to the back baseline to our left. And they chase it down. They have first possession. We are underway here in Athens tonight. Carolina's first touch. Dogs in a man-to-man to start the ball game. Gamecocks work outside the 3. Here's G.G. Jackson, steps in for a long straight on 2. It won't go. Rebound saved in by Hayden Brown for the Gamecocks. They get another go-round. Chico Carter will fire a 3 and knock it down just to the right of the circle. First points of the game are 3 for South Carolina.
Wow, they got a lead, which is something they have not had all season at home.
In SEC play, yes.
Yeah.
That's hard to imagine, isn't it?
It is. Never led.
M.A. ducks under the defender, spins down the right edge of the lane, and scoops it up and in off the glass for Georgia's first points. Moncrief with the basket to make it 3-2. Carolina's basketball. Hayden Brown, the Citadel from the transfer from the Citadel. He's a graduate. Carolina with, like most teams now, with a host of transfers on their roster. Chico Carter feeds it into the corner. Here's Gigi along the baseline. G.G. Jackson, one of the top prospects in the country, going to South Carolina this year. He was one of those 5-star kids. He gets his first points of the game with that driving layup. And it's 5-2, South Carolina. Moncrief answers again. Baselauer, a straight-on jumper from just above the foul line. His second basket of the contest to make it 5-4, South Carolina.
Boy, and early on, that's what Mike White's looking for, is to get that ball to M.A. and get him some space in the lane. He got in the paint there, and he's had 2 easy shots.
Michi Johnson, NBA range 3 straight on from between the circles. Forced that shot, hit bad off the back of the rim. Rebound to the Dogs. Oquendo flies down the court, takes it all the way to the rack into a double team, and forces a layup that sails over the rim, rebounded by South Carolina. They go inside to the big guy, Gray. He fumbled the handoff inside, picked it up off the floor, still went up, muscled it up and in, and scored on a little jump hook. And that's going to get Mike White to call a timeout here with 17:53 to go here in half number 1.
Yeah, he saw things real quickly that he didn't like. He's immediately gotten Martrez McBride over to the scorer's table. Now he's getting Braylon. Now he's getting Justin Hill. In the meantime, he's lecturing everybody else.
They started Frank Anselm, the 6'10 transfer from Syracuse, in this ballgame, and Juice Holt got the start tonight. His first, the Alabama transfer. And Mike getting ready to substitute. And Georgia fans, if you want to do an NIL deal with a dog, go to georgiadogs.com/NIL to connect with a student athlete on a sponsorship, commercial, appearance, autograph session, and more. South Carolina 7, Georgia 4 here in the first 2 minutes and change. And Justin Hill's going to come into the game, and Mardrez McBride and Braylon Bridges. Holt and Moncrief remain on the floor for the Bulldogs. Down 3 here, very early in this contest tonight. First of 2 meetings between these 2 programs this year. Dogs with the ball. Holt with a drive into the paint. Stops on the block. Goes up in the air, bumped by Gray. And Holt will be sent to the foul line on that foul by the big center for South Carolina, Josh Gray, the LSU transfer. And he is big, 7 feet and 255.
That's big. That is the definition of big. Juice is, I see, reaching up around his nose. I think he got whacked pretty good in the nose.
Holt at the line where he's been pretty solid this season and continues to be such as he hits his first foul shot of the night. 83% for Holt this season, the 6'7" sophomore transfer from Tacoma, Washington. Both foul shots are good. As the Dogs to within a point, 7-6. South Carolina with the lead. Dogs come with a little backcourt pressure now on the entry pass by the Gamecocks. Michi Johnson picks up the dribble in backcourt to Chico Carter. He'll send it into the front side to Jackson, and South Carolina will get into their half court with about 20 on the shot clock. Jackson, the 5-star prospect, the freshman, will post up and shoot a 3. It wanted to climb out, but it fell back in. The 3 ball is good by Jackson, his second bucket of the game. And he's got 5, and it's 10-6 Carolina.
Well, just off his baseline drive and then the conversion of that 3, you can see what the fuss is about.
Hill with the ball for Georgia in the paint, nowhere to go with it. Lobs it to his left to Moncrief. He'll back into the paint from the left side. Jump hook, good. M.A. on a roll tonight. He's got 6 points already. And it's 10-8. South Carolina leads Georgia by 2 here in the first minutes of this contest tonight. Send it inside to Jackson. Oh, he beat M.A. to the basket, driving down the lane, and the layup by G.G. Jackson is good. He's got a quick 7, and it's 12-8. South Carolina with a 4-point lead. Lamont Paris, their head coach, toes on the edge of the floor down to our left, trying to direct his team on defense. Braylon Bridges has it, reverse pivot, sweeping jump hook with the left hand, hits the rim, no good, rebounded by Jackson, the 6'9 freshman from Columbia. Crossover dribble, dribbles with the left hand, through the paint, ball knocked high in the air. There was some contact there and a little bit of a late whistle after the ball got out of his hands, but they called that on Moncrief.
You know, it was more than just a little late, but I do think that was the right call. I thought they had missed it, though, because they didn't blow the whistle at the proper time.
Student section didn't like it. It happened right in front of them. Jabri Abdur-Rahim will come into the ball game. Terry Roberts back on the floor now. Moncrief and Holt come out for Georgia.
Oh, look at this now. They did not call it on the shot, and that's when he got hit, was on the shot. They called that after. How about that?
Carolina will inbound. Jacoby Wright will throw it in as he's into the ball game, along with Benjamin Bozeman-Verdonk, transfer from Illinois, 6'9", 250-pound redshirt junior from Belgium. He's on the floor for the first time.
I guess that's their explanation for the late whistle.
Dogs in a zone. Jackson at the foul line. Step back 2 after he put it on the deck once. Jumper is no good. Rebounded by Roberts for the Dogs. Right to left. We push it into the front court to M.A. Drops it off to Bridges. Never got to him. Deflected and stolen under the basket by South Carolina.
Yeah, not a good pass. Not a good pass by Cario.
Dogs turn it over. Braylon Bridges forces a tie-up on Chico Carter now, and the Dogs are going to have possession. Braylon Bridges with a nice defensive play, reached in and got the tie-up, actually ended up with the basketball, just pulled it away from Chico, and the Dogs have the arrow, and we've got a timeout here at Athens with 15:33 to go in half number 1. South Carolina 12, Georgia 8 on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Core Power is the official protein drink of Georgia basketball. Fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein to give your body what it needs when it needs it. Recover and build lean muscle with Core Power, the official protein drink of Georgia basketball.
Get ready for tip-off at the UGA Bookstore, featuring the best Bulldogs gifts and apparel. Shop all the great brands at the UGA Bookstore like Nike, Tommy Bahama, Vineyard Vines, and Southern Tide. The UGA Bookstore is the exclusive home of the UGA 10 collection by Peter Millar. The UGA Bookstore in the heart of campus next to the Tate Student Center. Shop online 24/7 at UGABookstore.com. The UGA Bookstore, it's where dogs shop.
Want more exclusives and behind-the-scenes Bulldogs content, more game highlights, mic'd ups, and original programming? Search for the Georgia Bulldogs All Access channel on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Georgia Bulldogs All Access, your official inside connection to Georgia football and all Georgia Bulldogs sports.
New season, new coach. Sometimes it's best to change direction and get a fresh start. I'm Kenny Mullins for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. If you're in construction, maybe you need a new start too. Come join our team of over 5,000 electrical workers. Better pay and benefits, superior training, and safer working conditions with an army of people who have your back. Visit IBEW613.org and click Join Our Team. Go Dogs!
Hey, Georgia fans, when you need to see a game, head to StubHub, whether you want to sit courtside or score a bird's eye view. StubHub is the best place to grab 100% verified tickets. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Georgia Bulldogs. StubHub, be there. South Carolina 12, Georgia 8. The Gamecocks have hit 5 of their first 8 shots. Georgia 3 of 5, and M.A. Moncrief 3 for 3 for the Dogs with 6 of our 8 points thus far. Dogs come out of the huddle with Bridges and McBride. And Hill and Roberts and Abdur-Rahim Moncrief will catch his first break of the game after a fast start for the Dogs. Georgia possession after the tie-up by Braylon Bridges moments ago. And the Dogs got the arrow. Here comes Hill walking it into the front court. On the logo, he dribbles. Picked up there defensively by Chico Carter for South Carolina. Dogs ball on the offensive end. Terry Roberts, left-hand dribble, works against Wright. Feeds McBride on the left wing. He bobbles it, now recovers, drives inside, and hands on the body. And a foul whistled against Zachary Davis, a 6'8 freshman for the Gamecocks. That'll be his first and the team's second. Georgia will reset the clock to 20 and inbound the basketball in front court.
Well, once a guy gets by you, they do not like it if you just lay your hands on him.
Jabri has it. Spins above the left elbow to face up. Across the paint to Bridges. He works with 7 on the clock. A bullet pass left to Roberts. Long 2-point attempt from the left side won't go. Wrestle for the rebound in the corner, and South Carolina beat us to it. Zachary Davis got a hand on it first. Now, speaking of that, getting a hand on it, Mardrez McBride deflects the ball out of bounds on a long diagonal pass into the far corner. Deflection for Georgia. Carolina will inbound from the far corner next to the courtside seats in front court. They lead Georgia by 4, 12-8. Gamecocks get the ball inbounds. Now here's Jacoby Wright, a 6'2 sophomore guard. Dribbles out front between the circles. Bounces it off to Jackson on the right. He's above the three-point line. His defender Jabri inside the arc. Long jumper left side by South Carolina off the rim. Fight for the rebound. They let the bodies pile up. Georgia comes out of the pile with it. Dogs off and running. Hill feeds McBride for 3. Good! Mardrez with a Scana Energy 3 from the right wing.
We'll take that. That's when Mardrez starts to knock down threes. Those are bonus points for you.
McBride on the year now with his 20th three-pointer of the season, shooting a little bit below his average. He's at 33%. Let's hope that improves. 12-11. Dogs down 1. Carolina with a basketball. Chico Carter works against Hill into the paint, lost the ball. Picked up by Jabri, up ahead to Hill, trying to get behind the defense. Left-handed lay-in, won't go. Spins off the front of the rim. There's Abdur-Rahim for the follow and the soft putback.
Jabri, that is smart basketball IQ. He followed beautifully just in case it was missed. Justin happened to miss that one. He was right there to clean it up.
Dogs with 5 straight points to take their first lead of the half. 13:27 on the clock here in the opening frame. Carolina basketball right to Jackson inside the arc, deep on the right side. Tries to draw contact. Oh, my goodness, against Terry Roberts. And he's able to do so, awkwardly pulling the ball up from below his waist to try to get it up in front of his face to shoot it. And he jumps in the air, and Terry was a little too close to him. And he was able to, he drew the contact, make no mistake. It wasn't like Terry committed the foul. He was just standing there holding his position. But Jackson gets the call. First foul of the game on Terry Roberts, second team foul on Georgia. And that's going to put G.G. Jackson at the free throw line, the 6'9 freshman.
That's kind of a mismatch anyway, Terry on G.G.
Jackson, 64% from the line this season. And the official is contact lens came out. And how Anthony Jordan saw that on the floor, I have no idea. But he summons one of the Carolina players over to pick it up. So Benjamin Bozeman's Verdonk, I guess it belongs to him. He's the one that picked it up. He's gone out of the game to reinsert the contact lens. So Gray is back in now for South Carolina with Jackson waiting at the foul line to shoot 2 shots. Right-handed shooter. Free throw number 1 is all net. Good. Jackson with 8 of their 13 points now. We're tied at 13, Georgia and South Carolina. And he'll get the ball for one final shot here. Ball's in the air, and it's good again. 9 points for G.G. Jackson. He grabs a towel and heads out, and Hayden Brown checks in. Carolina back in the lead now, 14-13.
Scott, all the time that he spends over on the bench is good with me.
I agree. Coming off a 20-point performance in their loss at Florida. They lost by 21 down in Gainesville. But he had 20 in the contest. Dogs on the offensive end. Carolina pestering us with their defense. We skip it to the paint. Roberts with a nice floater, short pass to Frank Anselm on the lob, and he finishes it the strong way with a two-handed dunk.
That was about a 3-foot alley-oop, but it was beautiful.
Terry just lobbed it up there, floated it up to the rim, and Frank went and got it and finished strong. Dogs 15-14 by 1. Anselm trying to defend now. Hayden Brown, he traveled, but they don't call it, and his short little jumper rolls in there on the rim. First points for Hayden Brown. Dogs down a point now, 16-15 as we go back and forth. Everybody on this end of the floor, including our bench, wanted a travel call on Carolina, but the whistle didn't blow in our favor. Dogs get it to Roberts. Floater in the paint, hits the back of the rim. Rebound tapped out, but to South Carolina. Zachary Davis, the 6'8 freshman, was standing there to catch the bouncing ball. Gamecocks in the front court now. Top of the key is Davis. He'll swing it to right on the right side. He bounces, draws a double team inside to Gray. Missed the shot right in front of the basket, and the Dogs will rebound it. Hill has it and takes it all the way in. They never impeded his progress, and so he just took it all the way to the rack and laid it up off the glass. Justin Hill with his first two of the game. 17-16, Georgia by 1. Carolina basketball. Davis works on the left side. Mardrez is on him in a man-to-man. They feed to Gray. Anselm trying to hold his ground. Big Gray at 255 pounds. Muscling his way against Anselm. Gets into the paint and hooks it up and in. He's got 4. And Frank's yielding a lot of size to Big Gray at 255, and Anselm checking in about 215. 18-17, Gamecocks by a point. Anselm overhead pass back out on the wing left side. Hill drives in, fakes the 2, passes it off. Mardrez straight on 3, count it with a left hand. Scana Energy 3, second of the game for Mardrez McBride.
All right, we got to start getting stops. We're not getting nearly enough stops.
Dogs by 2, 20-18 with that three-pointer from McBride. Carolina basketball. Michi Johnson dribbles to his right through the legs. He's guarded by Jabri. Drives into a double team on the block. Jump pass into the corner. Up the wing it goes for a 3 ball. South Carolina off the mark. Hayden Brown got the offensive rebound. Slides under the rim and lays it up from the right side.
And we got to get a rebound.
That was all effort right there by Hayden Brown.
You can't let guys come in there like that and just take rebounds from you.
20-20 is our score. Dogs have the ball. Mardrez off the right wing. Jump stop at the foul line. Feeds it back to Roberts. He drives, pulls back now, works above the arc. Through the circle, left side going away from the basket. Tried to bank it in. It was no good. Anselm got the rebound, and they whistle off the play. He had a wide open dunk. There was no defender within the area, and that's because Frank had cleared him out with a pushing foul.
Boy, he cleared him about 6 feet away, didn't he?
He got everybody out of the way. Anselm called for the foul, and we go into a timeout. That's the first on Frank and the third on the Dogs. 20-20 is our score with 10:03 remaining in the first half. Dogs and Gamecocks continue when we return here on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hey, you're the guy with Kevin the fire-breathing goat.
Yeah?
I'm playing Keno right now. Like you say, you pick 10 numbers, Keno picks 20. The more you match, the more you win.
Looks like your numbers are matching.
No way! Well, that was easy.
And there's another game in about 3 minutes.
Hey, little goat, you want to help me fill out my play slip for the next one?
No paper. That's why he plays on his phone.
Win up to $100,000 every 3.5 minutes. Playing Keno. Play responsibly.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The all-electric BMW iX M60. It's 100% electric and 100% BMW. Sustainably crafted, sporty, and equipped with a complete suite of intuitive technology, all with a range of up to 280 miles. With iconic BMW M handling and exquisite attention to detail, the BMW iX M60 is electricity in its ultimate form. BMW, the ultimate electric driving machine.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Go Dogs!
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. Well, still doesn't fit? Well, you could try to sit on it. Or get it right the first time with eBay Motors Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's going to fit. Air filters, brakes, headlights, over 122 million parts. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride.
.03 remaining first half. We're knotted at 20 apiece. Hey, let's go inside the huddle with Chuck Dowdle. It's brought to you by Georgia's own credit union, banking on purpose. 2020, and what's the coach saying in the huddle, Chuck?
Exactly what we were just talking about, that we got to start getting some stops. We're allowing them to shoot 57% from the floor. We have got to get stops, get their shooting percentage down where it normally is, which is a lot lower than 57%. And then the other thing, too, we'd like to see us get a little more aggressive on the glass.
Well, the shooting percentage is identical right now. Both teams at 57. Both teams have gone 8 of 14. You speak of South Carolina's percentage. They are dead last in the league in shooting percentage. And in SEC games, they are 12th in the league at almost 38%. But as you say right now, at 57%.
Yeah, nearly 20% higher.
Carolina with a ball, chance to take the lead again. We've had a handful of lead changes already, 7 of them. And we've played just more than 10 minutes. There's another one. Jackson with a long 3 from the right wing for South Carolina. And he's already in double figures with 12 points. Dogs down 3, 23-20 with the ball. Roberts dribbles it out near half court. Jacoby Wright, the 6'2 sophomore, goes with him, defending. Now he moves around to the right wing. Picks up his dribble. Slow scoop into Braylon Bridges. Trying to back into the edge of the paint. 6 to shoot. Dips under the defender. Holds his ground. Jump hook. Rolls off the right side of the rim. Braylon didn't get a lot of elevation on that play. Long 3 quickly into the shot clock for South Carolina. Doesn't drop. Fight for the rebound. It's tipped into the corner. Oquendo on his 23rd birthday chases it down. He gets fouled.
He gets run over
on the other end by Jacoby Wright, who just shouldered him right out of the way, trying to keep him out of the paint. First foul on Wright, team's 3rd. And Georgia will inbound the basketball. Moncrief to come back into the game now for Georgia. The Dogs with Mardrez. And or he may have just been getting last-second instructions. I don't know if he checked back in or not. I don't think he did. Roberts will throw it into the paint to Oquendo. Chases it down with one hand. Reverses. Spins against the double team. Ball up and down. Didn't touch the rim. Carolina with the basketball. Cooper's going to hoist a 3 from the right wing. That won't go. Brown gets another offensive rebound. And now double on him. And we foul. And they get the foul on Mardrez McBride. Hayden Brown right now just wants it more than the Dogs.
Well, he is going to the glass. That's twice now that he's gotten offensive rebounds. The other time he just put it back and scored. This time he drew the foul, but we got to block him off the boards.
Brown at the line now. First free throw is good. He's already got 5 points. He averages 10.5 a game. The transfer from the Citadel, his 6th year of college basketball. Quite a career at the Citadel. He's scored over 1,600 points now in his career. Missed that second free throw. Rebound into the corner, chased down by Cario. Dogs down 4 again, 24-40 with possession. Holt is back in the contest for the Dogs. Roberts has the dribble, walks it on the logo. This time guarded by Michi Johnson. To Oquendo, out above the arc, straight on, 9 to shoot. Cario heads to the right on the wing, still dribbling. Tried to back his way in. It was stolen by Jackson. Carolina off and running, 1-on-3. Jackson, scoop shot, hits the side of the backboard, comes right back down to him. Kick out for a 3. Deep 3, NBA range, won't go. Holt fights for the rebound away from Bridges. And now it's tied up by Benjamin Bozeman's Verdonk and Juice Holt. If we don't fight ourselves on that one, we get the rebound, but we were fighting against ourselves.
But you know what? I was just glad to see the eagerness on the part of the Bulldogs to go after that rebound.
That's what they're talking about in the huddle right now. Juice is explaining himself. He's like, I got to get the ball. Instead, the ball belongs to South Carolina. They lead it by 4, looking for more. Braylon Bridges checks out of the ball game for the Dogs. Anselm's back in. 8 minutes remain, half number 1. Carolina with the lead and the possession. Michi Johnson goes by Moncrief, right edge of the lane. Right-handed floater, good from the right edge, good from about 10 feet. First points of the game for Michi Johnson, who had a big game in their win at Kentucky. He had 26 the night they beat Kentucky at Rupp and went wire to wire. They haven't won since, but that was a big one in their history books. 26-20 now, Carolina by 6. Turnaround spin on the fader by Terry Roberts in the right corner of the paint. Won't go off the rim. Carolina rebounds. They feed it up ahead quickly to Hayden Brown with a three-pointer from the left wing. And suddenly Carolina's up 9. Brown now with 8 points. 29-20.
I got to tell you right now, South Carolina's playing the more aggressive defense.
9-0 run for the Gamecocks. Give it into M.A. Back in on the block. He posted up. Got a nice entry from Roberts and lays it up and in. Moncrief, we missed his scoring when he was out of the game. He had a quick 6. Now he's got 8, and he still hasn't missed, I don't believe. Yeah, 4 for 4 tonight. 29-22, Carolina by 7. Brown has it, tries to come to a stop. Ball stripped out of his hands on the left block, and it trickles out of bounds over the baseline. Touchdown by Georgia. It'll be Gamecocks basketball after the timeout. 6:42 to go. Half number 1. Gamecocks playing well. They lead the Dogs 29-22 on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
It's time to cheer on the Bulldogs with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth, and at 5% alcohol, it's got the perfect kick to turn things up on game day. It's time to stock up for the season. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted. Please drink responsibly. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Hey there, UGA fans. This fall, Dunkin' is ready for you to fall hard. So when you hear those leaves rustling and see those pumpkins getting ripe and ready, it's time to eat, sleep, and drink pumpkin at Dunkin'. Take your pick of pumpkin with delicious muffins, munchkins, and donuts, and pair them with a classic pumpkin spice signature latte or the ultra-smooth pumpkin cream cold brew, topped with silky pumpkin cream cold foam, all so you can fall harder. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for players every game at Stegman Coliseum. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family-made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com.
.642 remaining. Georgia trailing South Carolina. We're in the first half, by the way. 29-22. It's time to tell you about how the game has gone thus far with a Regions in-game recap. Get your 2022 Regions Georgia Bulldogs National Champions Visa debit card from Regions, the official bank of the SEC, member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees may apply. Well, Georgia hasn't led much in this ball game. Their largest lead has only been 2 points. That was at 20-18. A lot of lead changes thus far. We've had 8 lead changes, a couple of ties, but South Carolina's controlled the pace and the scoring. They lead by 7 right now. Their big lead was 9 just a few moments ago, and Jackson already has 12 points for them. Their 5-star freshman prospect from Columbia, Gigi Jackson, 4 of 8 with 12 points.
Scott, they've had 5 offensive rebounds, and they've got, out of that 5 offensive rebounds, they got 8 second chance points.
And the out-of-bounds play they run is a 3-ball in the right corner that bounces off the rim and high over the back of the backboard. The play's whistled dead. It's Georgia basketball.
We have only 1 offensive rebound.
That's been a problem recently. Georgia possession on the offensive end down to our left. We are down 7. Moncrief 4 for 4 in the game so far. Drops it off on the bounce to Anselm. High bank shot spinning towards the baseline. Good for Big Frank. Second basket of the game for Anselm. 29-24. Gamecocks by 5. South Carolina with the basketball. Right to Big Gray. Foul line extended right. Back out front now. They go to Ford Cooper, who's in the game. Cooper dribbles inside the foul line. Nowhere to go with it. Got it back to Jackson. 8 on the shot clock. Holt's on him guarding. Jackson fadeaway 2 left side. Missed it off the square.
Missed it badly. Mike White put Juice Holt on him, and I got to tell you, Juice is doing a good job.
Dogs got the rebound after that Jackson miss. Now working front court. Roberts has the ball, his left side facing his defender. Now he repositions. Sweeps it down to Moncrief above the left elbow. He tries to go by Jackson. He does. One hands it off the backboard, kisses off the rim, and falls away. First miss of the night for MA, and he had a pretty good look at it against Jackson. But South Carolina has it now. They maintain a 5-point lead. We're near the 5-minute mark here in the opening half, and a sellout evening here on this Saturday night in Athens. 29-24, Gamecocks. Deep 3, Jackson hits the heel of the rim. Anselm goes up high, rebounds it with 2. Gray was on his back. Dogs with the ball. Roberts in the front court. Through the paint. Right elbow, bounces it to Moncrief. Jump hook, M.A. Missed it off the right side. Gray clears and then shoves Anselm. No whistle.
Well, he didn't try to disguise that.
No,
either.
he just one-handed him, just pushed him right in the chest. Jump shot, South Carolina. Anselm may have altered the shot as he got a hand in the face. They miss it off the rim. The Dogs rebound it. Down 5, trying to tighten it up here. Holt out of the left corner. Curls down the right edge of the paint. Nowhere to go with it. Sends it out to Mardrez McBride. Both McBride and Holt tonight wearing their lime green shoes. M.A.'s got it above the arc, right of the circle, 6 to shoot to Anselm.
Wrong hands.
Hands it to Roberts with 2, hoist the 3, hit the back of the rim, tried to draw contact by falling down, but didn't get the whistle. Fortunately, didn't get a flop call either. 29-24, South Carolina has possession. Chico Carter will call a timeout at the behest of Lamont Paris, their head coach. So South Carolina stops the clock with a timeout with 3:50 to go. Half number 1. And this will turn into the under 4 timeout. 29-24 is our score. South Carolina with a 5-point lead on the Dogs. We'll come back to Stegman Coliseum right after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Now more than ever, it's important to support our local businesses, whether it's your favorite pizza place or your neighborhood barber. That's why I'm a proud member of Georgia's Own Credit Union. Georgia's Own has been serving our local community for more than 85 years. Whether they're saving you money on a checking account or credit card, or supporting the people, places, and teams that we've grown to love, Georgia's Own can't be beat. To learn more, visit their website at georgiasown.org. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm one of Georgia's Own.
This is your home of the Dogs. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Score, pass, out of bounds. Those are sports words. Some people hear any sports word and they can't help but listen. Like drive. Drive is another sports word. And drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. You might say those savings are on par with the best in the league. You see, par is also a sports word, so I know you're still listening. And that's called covering our bases. Okay, I'm done now. But I'm serious about drivers saving big with Progressive. Now I'm really done.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
Georgia is our home. That's why at Georgia Power, we're building the future of energy. Over the last decade, we've invested nearly $10 billion to strengthen the electric grid, installing new substations, upgrading transformers, moving power lines underground, and investing in cleaner energy. We're making the electric grid more resilient and reliable for you and for future generations. At Georgia Power, we know that making smart investments today prepares us to meet our customers' needs tomorrow.
It's time to spotlight the first half's best in the game stats, brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. One of the better numbers for Georgia tonight. Last two games for the Dogs, Georgia's committed 32 turnovers to only 19 for the opposition and allowed 48 points off turnovers to only 14 on our side. Tonight, Georgia's turned it over just twice and is yet to give up any points off turnovers, and that is the best in game stats thus far.
What's worrisome, against Tennessee, Terry Roberts never scored until there was like a second left on the clock in the first half, and he's right now scoreless.
Yeah, 0 for 5 tonight is Terry, looking for his first points. South Carolina got to play some defense first here. Carolina's got the basketball and a 5-point lead. 6 on the shot clock for the Gamecocks. Michi Johnson drives, misses the running layup, surrounded by white shirts. The Dogs clear it easily.
Yeah, Juice Holt blocked that.
Holt's got the basketball now. Will hoist a 3 on the other end. A little too deep. Not the shot the Bulldogs wanted, perhaps. And Carolina with the basketball right back. Gamecocks haven't scored now in 4 minutes. Georgia's drought about a minute less than that as Carolina misses a 3 with Hayden Brown off the rim. Dogs have it back. 3:05 to go, first half. It's a 5-point game. Suddenly we've hit scoring droughts for both sides. 3-ball, Jabri. That'll break the drought. Deep 3 by Jabri Abdur-Rahim, his first of the game. And Georgia makes it a 2-point game now. It's 29-27 Gamecocks. Abdur-Rahim with his 31st 3 of the year. Carolina in front court. They work around the perimeter. Michi Johnson, transfer from Ohio State, lobs it to Brown down deep. Cross-court pass comes near side to right. Back over to Brown in the corner for a 3. Settles in there good. Hayden Brown's been hard for us to handle here in this first half. He's got 11, and it's 32-27. Ball is loose on the floor, bouncing. We go diving for it with Hill. It bounces back to half court, collected by Abdur-Rahim for the Dogs. Keep the possession alive. Good effort by Hill. He gave up his body, went diving headlong for it, but couldn't get it. Jabri with the basketball, works above the arc, now drives inside, floater off the glass, draws contact, the whistle goes our way, and that'll send Abdur-Rahim to the free throw line as Carolina's Hayden Brown commits the foul. That's his first, and only the 4th team foul. Not a lot of whistles here in the first half, Chuck, with 1:58 to go. Both teams with just 4 fouls.
But there have been a lot of bodies on the floor and a lot of contact in this one.
Jabri with his hands on his knees waiting for the basketball, trying to catch his breath. 82% from the line for the Virginia transfer. Free throw number 1 up and in. Right, or rather Hill checks out, and Terry Roberts back in the ball game for the Bulldogs. Second free throw on the rim and in there good. Frank Anselm wanted to check into the game, didn't get in quite in time, but the officials cut him some slack and let him check into the game before South Carolina inbounded the basketball. Moncrief comes out. Less than 2 minutes to go. It's a 32-29 South Carolina lead. They have the ball. Michi Johnson steps back, doesn't pull the trigger on the 3, goes into the corner to Jacoby Wright, back up the wing to Johnson. Guarded by Roberts, so he got by, penetrates, kick out, left side, Chico Carter, 1 dribble, sidesteps Holt, launches a 3 and buries it. His second of the game. The lead back up to 6 now. Can't get the stops when we need it. 35-29 is the score. South Carolina by 6. We've got 80 seconds to go in the first half. Roberts dribbling slow. Out front. Gives it to Holt. Now Roberts takes his spot on the floor on the left wing. Now back to the right side. Overhead pass into the left corner to Holt for 3. Going to give it up to Mardrez. Straight on 3. Good! Shot clock was winding down. McBride buries his 3rd 3 of the half. That's good to see.
Yeah, he's 3 for 3 on that thing now.
9 points for McBride and a 35-32 South Carolina lead. They have the ball. 51 seconds to go. Now less than that. Gamecocks almost traveled there. They let them play through. He went up and came back down, but his feet never left the floor. 6 seconds to shoot. Chico Carter works against Ansel, who just swats that shot away. Dogs run it up ahead with Mardrez, who will shoot a three. Got it again. Mardrez McBride, 4 for 4 on the 3 ball.
I knew sooner or later he was going to go off in a game from three-point land. That's kind of been his specialty in his career. But he has struggled here, but not tonight.
Clock stops with 22.8 seconds to go. South Carolina to talk things over as Georgia has tied it up now at 35 with Mardrez McBride burying another 3. The Dogs 5 of 7 on threes in the half, and he's got 4 of them. Yeah, he came from North Texas as a transfer. He's from Augusta, Georgia, and he really hadn't hit his stride in the three-point shot this season. Chuck came in 40% percentage at North Texas, but
that's a big
in the low 30s here with the Bulldogs until tonight when he's 4 for 4.
Well, he's drawing some attention too. They've got a guy trailing him now. But I tell you what, Mike White did a really smart thing early on. When Gigi Jackson was having all that success, he put our best defensive player, Juice Holt, on him. And Juice has been guarding him a lot. Now that we've been in the zone some since then, but it looks like Juice is picking him up here.
Yep, still on Jackson, who had 12 points but has gone silent during their scoring drought of almost 4 minutes. Georgia's on a 6-0 run right now. Carolina with a basketball. Late, long 3 won't go. Offensive rebound and a dunk by Brown at the end of the half. Oh, that's a killer.
Yeah, well, again, who blocked him off? I didn't see anybody.
There was no one.
That's exactly right.
Hayden Brown finishes strong with an offensive board and a dunk. 13 first-half points for the Citadel transfer. And that basket gives South Carolina the halftime lead, 37-35.
Well, 35 has kind of been our magic number defensively for holding teams. When we do that in the first half, hold teams to 35 points or below, generally good things happen for us. And that has not been happening in the last few games. And now we allow 37, which is, still ballpark. But we got our work cut out for us here in the second half because these guys, now they've played a half and they're leading with a lead. They think they can win.
About the last 7 or 8 minutes, Georgia's defense ramped up and played better than it did in the beginning of the ball game, but give up that last basket on an offensive rebound and a dunk. It's going to sting a little bit going into the locker room, but still 20 minutes to go. Here's we've reached the intermission in Athens. South Carolina 37, Georgia 35. It's time now for the Georgia Power halftime report. And Luke Nadkarni will handle our business. He's in the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. And Luke's coming up next here on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
In SEC sports, the ifs come at you every minute. What if your QB had released the ball a second earlier? What if the head coach hadn't used his last time out? What if your team goes all the way this season? If you love the tradition, if you live for the rivalry, if you can't wait each week for the absolute edge of your seat action, Regions is right there with you as the official bank of the SEC.
Regions can't help you with the ifs in sports. Regions helps you embrace the infinite life.
Member FDIC.
Georgia fans, college basketball is back, so grab your friends in a cold, refreshing Dos Equis lager and make the most of the big game. Whether you're at the bar with fellow dogs or watching with your friend who went to that other school, Dos Equis is there for it all. So buy a cold, crisp Dos Equis and go Dogs. Dos Equis, proud partner of Georgia Athletics. Get a dose. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2022, imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for players every game at Stegman Coliseum. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family-made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com.
Hey, you're the guy with Kevin the fire-breathing goat.
Yep.
I'm playing Keno right now. Like you say, you pick 10 numbers, Keno picks 20. The more you match, the more you win.
Looks like your numbers are matching.
No way! Well, that was easy.
And there's another game in about 3 minutes.
Hey, little goat, you want to help me fill out my play slip for the next one?
No paper. That's why he plays on his phone.
Win up to $100,000 every 3.5 minutes. Playing Keno. Play responsibly.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Welcome to the Georgia Power Halftime Report. The Georgia Power Halftime Report is brought to you by Georgia Power. Proud to power the Georgia Bulldogs. Live from the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. Here's your host, Luke Nadkarni.
8 lead changes in the first half from Stegman Coliseum, and it ends with South Carolina holding a lead by a single basket after 20 minutes, 37-35. The Gamecocks in front of the Dogs in Athens. Busy day in the SEC, and late in the first half, it's a top 10 showdown in Knoxville.
Inside pass on a slam dunk to Conway. Conway puts it home. Tennessee back in front 11-10.
Craig Way on the call from Learfield. Conway 8 early points for the Vols, and they're out to a 26-17 lead over the 10th-ranked Texas Longhorns, part of the SEC Big 12 Challenge. Also in progress in that event, 5th-ranked Kansas State at the Octagon, taking it to Florida early, 28-16. The Wildcats in front of the Gators with 3:50 to play in the first half. Couple more games coming up this evening, 8 o'clock hour, 2 tip-offs. One from Lexington, number 9, Kansas, taking on Kentucky as the Wildcats look to win their 15th game of the season. And also at 8 o'clock, Ole Miss is on the road at Oklahoma State in the SEC Big 12 Challenge. One other conference game on the docket tonight. It tips at 8:30, and it's Texas A&M at home taking on the Vanderbilt Commodores. Today's halftime report is presented by Georgia Power. At Georgia Power, we know making smart investments today prepares us to meet our customers' needs tomorrow. Georgia Power, building the future of energy today. We'll take a look at what's already happened in our conference next. Georgia trails South Carolina 37-35 right here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
College sports is full of great trash talkers. But what speaks louder than a verbal smackdown are stats. So we'll let Ford F-Series speak for itself. Like advanced capabilities, intelligent towing, smart technology, and 45 years as America's best-selling truck. That's Ford F-Series. Custom order your 2023 F-150 at your local Ford dealer, a proud supporter of college athletics. Some models, trims, and features may not be available based on 1977 to 2021 CY total sales.
Piedmont is passionate about Georgia, about each and every person that make this state incredible. From farmers to creators, manufacturers to teachers, to the dedicated staff walking our hallways. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare, to empower you through tools that make it easy to book in minutes, check in before you walk in, and have your health information all in one place. Visit Piedmont.org. Piedmont, real change lives here.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
365 days a year, just call us up, we'll be right there. Our service is guaranteed. As you make, we take great care. Our experts are always there for you and your family's needs. When your family just can't wait, you can always count on Shanae.
With the Kroger Plus card, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. And for every dollar you spend, you earn fuel points, which can add up to $1 per gallon off at the pump for the win. Plus, save every day on groceries and get personalized digital coupons for the win. The Kroger Plus card, all you do is win. Big, big savings. Sign up now at Kroger.com and start saving. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield and JMI Sports under the broadcast rights granted by the University of Georgia. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Georgia, Learfield, and JMI Sports. Announcers are provided by Learfield and JMI Sports and approved by the University of Georgia.
Luke Ned-Carney back with you on the Georgia Power halftime report. Georgia trails South Carolina 37-35 with 20 minutes to play from Stegman Coliseum. Results from the day in the SEC Big 12 Challenge, starting off with a big surprise in Norman.
Back to the basket, top of the key, hands to Sherfield. He's been the man today. Grant, crossover between his legs, shimmy shake, three-pointer, get out of town! Grant Sherfield, it's his show! It's his show! 78-53!
Toby Rowland from Learfield on the call. Oklahoma comes sweeping down the plane and knocks out the Crimson Tide 93-69 over second-ranked Alabama. Elsewhere, number 12 Iowa State falls to Missouri on the road 78-61 as the Tigers win their 16th game of the season. Good game in Morgantown. Number 15 Auburn cannot rally quickly enough. They come up 3 points short. 80-77 they lose to the Mountaineers at WVU Coliseum. Number 17, Baylor holds off Arkansas 67-64, outscoring the Razorbacks by 9 in the second half. And LSU falls to Texas Tech at the PMAC by a score of 76-68. The most important score as far as we're concerned, USC 37, Georgia 35. We'll send it back out to Stegman Coliseum right after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
With Northside Hospital, you can look forward to new beginnings, look ahead to comeback seasons, and look up for hope and strength. Northside welcomes you into our community of care, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Led by our expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
It's time to cheer on the Bulldogs with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth, and at 5% alcohol, it's got the perfect kick to turn things up on game day. It's time to stock up for the season. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted. Please drink responsibly. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio.
This is Georgia Basketball, brought to you by eBay Motors. You might not have the biggest garage, but with eBay Motors, you always have 122 million parts for your car right at your fingertips. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Blue 22!
Those are sports sounds. And people love sports so much, it makes them pay attention when I say, drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
And it's way back! It's out of here!
And we all know how sports fans feel about big saves.
What a save!
See what I did there? Save is also a sports word. So save big when you switch to Progressive. Ooh, that's a golf clap.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for players every game at Stegman Coliseum. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family-made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com.
Scott, Chuck, and Adam back here inside Stegman. Luke's in our Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. The Georgia Power halftime report continues. South Carolina 37, Georgia 35. Let's run down our first half stats brought to you by Northside Hospital. Guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal with expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more. You can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital. And before we get to our numbers, let's pause 10 seconds. Station identification on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Real quick, here we go. Georgia shot 50%, South Carolina 44%. The Dogs hit 5 of 7 threes. Gamecock 6 of 15. Neither team really did a whole lot at the free throw line. Rebounding numbers, +4 in favor of South Carolina. They've got 6 offensive rebounds. Georgia only 1 after 1 half of play. But the Dogs bench has scored 21 of our points. South Carolina's bench has yet to scratch. 37-35, leading scorers in the game. Mardrez McBride for the Dogs with a dozen. He's 4 for 4 from 3. Hayden Brown with 13 points and 6 boards in the first half for South Carolina. Final 20 minutes coming up next here on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Are you or a close loved one living with Alzheimer's disease? Hi, I'm Representative Lauren Matsumoto from Hawaii and Women in Government Board Chair. Please know you are not alone. For helpful resources, visit womeningovernment.org.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com.
Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance is committed to protecting the state of Georgia. No one knows Georgia like we do because no one covers the state like we do. Georgia families are our only focus, and we have offices in just about every county of the state. You can call it our home field advantage. No matter where you are in Georgia, Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance is always the home team.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Georgia Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Reruns aren't great repeats, but a Bulldogs repeat? That's something to cheer about with the 2022 Regents Georgia Bulldogs National Champions Visa Debit Card. Every purchase brings pride and the confidence of Lock It that lets you lock your card with the Regents mobile app. Get your commemorative debit card and checks at regents.com/GoDogs. Regents, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees may apply.
Second half, seconds away. Georgia will start the half with possession. M.A. Moncrief to inbound it at half court to Terry Roberts. And here we go. Final 20 minutes. Georgia trying to end a 3-game losing streak. South Carolina trying to snap a 4-game skid. Dogs down 2 as the second half begins. Roberts, long overhead pass to Cario Oquendo, and his 3-ball is off the mark, hits the rim, no good, and the rebound goes to South Carolina. Oquendo, 0 points in the first half, now 0 for 3 in the ballgame.
Well, I tell you, when you go this long in a game, no points from Terry Roberts, no points from Cario, no points from Braylon Bridges. You know, you really appreciate a guy like Mardrez McBride picking up slack.
Yeah, you got to thank the bench tonight. Michi Johnson covered up by Moncrief out on the perimeter. Give it to Jackson. He drives in. Holt blocks his shot, takes it away. Juice will take it into the front court. Give it to Cario. Crossover by Gray and foul by the big man near the basket. Cario tried to take it to the rack. And Gray with that big 7-foot, 255-pound body bumps him out of the way. His second foul of the game, and that'll send Cario to the free throw line looking for his first points of the night. Chance to tie it up with 2 shots for Oquendo, celebrating his 23rd birthday today. Free throw, number 1, up and in. First point of the game for Oquendo, who's averaging right at 13 a game this season. Last year he averaged 18 in conference games, but Georgia didn't have a whole lot offensively going on, and Cario was the mainstay as he hits both foul shots. This year, a few more options for Georgia offensively. And Oquendo's point total is down a little bit. Still like to see him get it going tonight. He's got 2 points. We're tied at 37. And South Carolina turns it over, trying to go to Hayden Brown down on the left baseline.
Hayden Brown had left the post, the low post, to go to the middle. The guy thought he was still going on the baseline. He threw it on the baseline. There was nobody there.
Brown may have injured his right shoulder a little bit. The official stops play. That was Todd Austin that blew the whistle, checking on Hayden Brown. He's kind of shaking his right arm, trying to flex his shoulder a little bit. He may have injured it on that last play down there on that South Carolina turnover. But he stays in the game. Roberts with the ball in front court for the Dogs. Georgia can take the lead here if we convert. Oquendo, low hard dribble with the right hand, drives down on the block. His shot is blocked by Gray. South Carolina with a takeaway. They push it up right to left, go inside. Bounce pass is kicked by Juice Holt. South Carolina will keep the possession. 90 seconds into the second half here, and it's tied at 37.
Tell you what, the Gamecocks are really fast breaking. We have got to get back transition defense.
Out of bounds play. They throw it in from the right baseline into the left corner to Chico Carter, who was wide open for a three, and he buries it. Carter with his third three of the game. And South Carolina breaks the deadlock, 40-37 now. Holt with the ball, drives right baseline into a double team, kicks it out front to Roberts. Doesn't take the three, passes up inside, drops it off on the block to Anselm. 7 to shoot. Frank forces it up off the far side of the glass. Offensive rebound, Moncrief, but he backs up and steps on the baseline and is out of bounds with a basketball. South Carolina will have the possession. We finally got an offensive board, but stepped out of bounds with it.
Well, we are not looking nearly as aggressive defensively as South Carolina. South Carolina is making it really hard for us to get decent looks.
Meechie Johnson to Jackson. Quick feed back to Meechie Johnson. Curls around right side, leans in for a 10-footer right of the lane, and all net. Meechie Johnson. Here goes South Carolina again. Lead is up to 5, 42-37. Moncrief trying to back Hayden Brown into the paint. Nowhere to go. Gives it back up to Oquendo, head of the key. Anselm out for a screen. Carrio drives inside, banks it home in the paint, and they call an offensive foul on Oquendo.
Yeah, it was. That was the right call.
Hayden Brown getting in the way and taking the charge for South Carolina. Oquendo called for the foul, and he's going to head to the bench. Mike White will substitute, get Mardrez McBride and Jabri Abdul-Rahim in the contest. And Anselm will come out along with Oquendo. McBride had a fine first half, going 4 for 4 from three-point range, and is still Georgia's leading scorer with a dozen points. 42-37, Carolina by 5. More than 17 minutes remain in the contest tonight, but the Dogs got their work cut out for them here against one of the teams in the bottom of the conference right now. Dogs with a takeaway. They get the steal. Holt up into the front court, goes to Jabri, awkwardly drives to the basket, and draws contact on South Carolina. Foul called on Benjamin Bozeman-Verdonk, the 6'9 transfer from Illinois. And that'll send Jabri to the line. Clock stops at 16:55. And Abdur-Rahim with 7 first half points, looking to scratch for the first time here in the second half. Free throw on the way, good. Jabri on the season, 82% from the line. He's 3 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, we're doing much better at the line tonight, 5 for 5, so never mind.
Missed that one. Well, I can't make them all. We're within 4, though, 42-38. Carolina forces the issue, aggressively drives to the basket, but Meechie Johnson misses the floater. The Dogs take it away. Georgia working on the other end. Moncrief out of control, mishandles the dribble, tried to split a double team and lost the basketball. South Carolina gets it right back. Gamecocks ball left into the floor. Chico Carter to Brown. His pass is deflected. Ball's loose on the floor, rolling. Roberts laying on top of Hayden Brown, looking for the tie-up, and the whistle blows. It is called a jump ball, a tie-up. Gamecocks have the arrow. So they'll keep the possession. And Jacoby Wright will check in for Lamont Paris's team down to our left. And Anselm back in for the Dogs. 42-38, South Carolina with a lead. And they have the ball, 17 on the shot clock to inbound it after the tie-up. Throw it into Hayden Brown, the Citadel transfer. Over to Michi Johnson for a wide open three. Had time to measure it, and the Ohio State transfer nails it. Mike White wanted a timeout. Play continues, though. He's going to let him play on through. 45-38 after that South Carolina three. Here's Roberts, floater to the rim. High, and a slam dunk by Anselm. Alley-oop from Roberts to Big Frank, and he finishes it strong.
Very wise choice by Mike to let that timeout go.
45-40. Gamecocks by 5 with the ball. Johnson diagonal dribble, hands off to Jackson, middle of the floor. They go back to Wright. One-handed pass back over to Michi Johnson. Got a screen. Dribbles behind it. Holt picks him up to Wright. 9 seconds on the shot clock for South Carolina. Jackson falls down, loses the basketball. We go to the floor, pick it up with Anselm and Abdur Rahim. Dogs with the ball. Jabri fakes the three. Dribbles in the right corner, lost the handle, out of bounds. Was that tipped out by South Carolina? I was screened out.
No, it was off Georgia. It's their ball.
Just mishandled by Jabri, I guess, and we turned it over as we go into the timeout. 15-17 remaining. South Carolina with a 5-point lead on the Dogs. It's the Gamecocks 45, the Bulldogs 40. Now this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
College sports is full of great trash talkers. But what speaks louder than a verbal smackdown are stats. So we'll let Ford F-Series speak for itself. Like advanced capabilities, intelligent towing, smart technology, and 45 years as America's best-selling truck. That's Ford F-Series. Custom order your 2023 F-150 at your local Ford dealer, a proud supporter of college athletics. Some models, trims, and features may not be available based on 1977 to 2021 CY total sales.
Georgia is our home. That's why at Georgia Power, we're building the future of energy. Over the last decade, we've invested nearly $10 billion to strengthen the electric grid, installing new substations, upgrading transformers, moving power lines underground, and investing in cleaner energy. We're making the electric grid more resilient and reliable for you and for future generations. At Georgia Power, we know that making smart investments today prepares us to meet our customers' needs tomorrow.
Piedmont is passionate about Georgia, about each and every person that make this state incredible. From farmers to creators, manufacturers to teachers, to the dedicated staff walking our hallways. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare, to empower you through tools that make it easy to book in minutes, check in before you walk in, and have your health information all in one place. Visit Piedmont.org. Piedmont, real change lives here.
Georgia basketball brought to you tonight by your Atlanta area BMW centers, providing legendary performance, exceptional offers, and a premium ownership experience. At BMW, they only make one thing, the ultimate driving machine. So visit BMWATL.com today, proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics, and go Dogs. South Carolina with the lead, 45-40. Gamecocks 1-6 in the league play. Their only win on the road at Rupp-Arena, where they beat Kentucky back on January 10th. Gamecocks coming into tonight have lost 4 in a row and 6 of 7. Georgia's dropped 3 straight. And South Carolina with the edge right now with 15 minutes and 17 seconds remaining. They're up 5 on the Bulldogs. Dogs are shooting just under 50% for the game, and South Carolina right at 46%.
And the Dogs have picked up the pace on defense. You see them now diving for loose balls and coming away with some of them.
We're in a man-to-man defense right now. South Carolina on the offensive end. Michi Johnson above the arc, overheads it over to Wright. Left wing three, good. Jacoby Wright with his first points of the ball game. Their third 3 of the half already, and it's 48-40 South Carolina. Gamecocks shooting it tonight a lot better than they have
all year,
most of the season. Mardrez for three. He airballed it, I think. Just nicked the rim. We tried to save the rebound in the corner with Jabri, but couldn't save it, out of bounds. Mardrez with his first miss from distance tonight. South Carolina gets it back in an 8-point lead and less than 14 and a half minutes to go. Gamecocks came into this game. There's a deep three that won't go. Hits the back of the rim by Michi Johnson. Ill-advised shot there. Rebound to the Dogs. Hill's got it. Justin back in the ball game along with Mardrez. Bounces it to the wing. Back to Hill. Hill with a left-hand dribble. Sees an opening. Side dish over to Jabri. Ball is kicked on the bounce pass by South Carolina. We'll reset the clock to 20. Braylon Bridges is going to come in. See if we can get Braylon going tonight. He's scoreless, 0 for 2, without a rebound as well.
Yeah, we're still looking for Terry to get on the board.
Anselm's played most of the minutes inside tonight. Yeah, Roberts hasn't scored. Quindo finally got some free throws. Deep straightaway three. Jabri missed it off the right side of the iron. Zachary Davis, a 6'8 freshman, rebounds for South Carolina. They lead by 8, and they've got the ball. Less than 14 minutes remaining here in a sold-out Stegman Coliseum. Michi Johnson dribbles. Now he picks it up. Big guy comes out, takes the pass, scoops it back to Johnson. He weaves his way down the lane against Bridges. Missed the scoop shot. And the big guy, Bozeman's Verdonk, rebounds and hooks it back up and in for his first points of the night. 6'9", 250-pound transfer from Illinois. Gets in the scorebook. And for the first time tonight, it's a double-digit lead. 10 points, 50-40, South Carolina. Now Bozeman's Verdonk. That's a hyphenated last name. From Belgium, commits his second foul on the Dogs, a hold. Dogs will inbound it again. We've fallen down 10 points here on our home floor. Hill fires it into Roberts on the entry. Bounce it to Mardrez, left wing, to the elbow. Bounce feed to Braylon Bridges. Jump hook from 8 feet. No good, off the rim. Rebound lost by South Carolina over the baseline. They couldn't handle it.
Yeah, we got
Dogs get a break.
Yeah, they just totally mishandled the basketball. They had the rebound.
So Georgia, another 20 on the shot clock.
Now you got to make them pay for that.
Well, you're not kidding. Especially when you're down 10. Hill, deep pass to Mardrez McBride. And now it's stolen at half court by South Carolina, and they're going to take it and lay it up with Michi Johnson. Pass was too high on the entry for McBride to handle. Now it's a 12-point deficit. And McBride misses a 2-point jumper left of the lane. Rebound out of bounds, off the rim, and out of bounds over the left baseline. We're down a dozen now, 52-40. Dogs are going to have to climb out of the hole here with less than 13 minutes to go, and we're down 12. Michi Johnson walks it into the front court, right to left for South Carolina. They're all in black. The Dogs are in white. There's a steal for Roberts. Might be the first point for Terry, and it is.
He made sure.
Two-handed dunk for Roberts. First basket of the game comes with 12:32 to go, and it's 52-42. Another steal by the Dogs. Jabri into the front court with Hill. Tries to cross over. Wright defended it well for South Carolina. Dogs have the possession, though. Down 10, can cut it to single digits. Hill on the drive and the kick out, and Roberts couldn't handle the pass and lost it on the side court out of bounds.
He was trying to move with the ball before he actually caught the ball. Slipped through his hands and went out of bounds.
Well, we got the turnover, couldn't do anything with it. South Carolina will have the possession. Georgia will get Frank Anselm back into the ball game. Bridges out. We've got Roberts, McBride, Abdur-Rahim, Oquendo, Anselm are 5 on the floor. South Carolina 52, Georgia 42. Dogs' last lead in the game was 20-18 with 11 minutes to play in the first half. We're down 10 now. Gamecocks ball. G.G. Jackson holds far side of the floor. They go into the corner, back up the wing to Jackson. Pass out front.
I like a dunk
A little
here.
too deep. Here's a steal by Roberts and another two-handed dunk by Terry. Now it's an 8-point lead, 52-44. Well, we got the steal, and that time did make them pay. Carolina back and forth in the backcourt. They get it across the half-court line. Johnson holds. Jackson has it between the circles. There's a 3-ball right side. Jacoby Wright, he was left wide open, and he drained it.
Coach White was not happy because
he saw it coming.
He was trying to yell at them to get in the right defense, and they weren't doing it.
55-44. Carolina by 11. Largest lead has been 12 a few moments ago. Roberts, pump fake underneath the basket, going to shoot it, and it hangs on the front edge of the rim and falls in through for him. All of a sudden, Roberts is trying to heat up. He's got 6. He had nothing at the half and nothing through about the first 7 minutes of this half. 55-46, South Carolina leads by 9. Gamecocks ball. They work it out near the half-court line with Carter. He holds, now dribbles it once with a right hand. Feeds it to the wing to Michi Johnson, an Ohio State transfer. To the big guy, Gray. He spins, may have traveled, puts it up, dances on the rim. Ball falls off the right side, rebounded by Jabri Abdur-Rahim. Dogs with the ball, Oquendo into traffic in the paint. Kicks it back out above the arc, and the Dogs will reset. 20 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Less than 10.5 minutes remaining. We're down 9. Roberts pushes right to Oquendo. He drives, tries to lay it in, won't go, gets his own miss, and follows up and in good. Carrio's first basket of the game comes with 10:10 to play. We need those guys to score.
Boy, no doubt. No doubt.
55-48, yep. Down by as much as 12. Now it's 7. Carter, shot fake from 3. Pulls it down, shoots again, and makes Oquendo pay. Was there a foul on the play as well?
I will.
No, they called a 30.
Yeah,
South Carolina called a 30.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what did happen was Carrio got, he left his feet on defense, and they made him pay for it.
3 ball for the Gamecocks. Jackson back up to a 10-point lead. South Carolina 58-48 is the score. We've got a timeout with 9:54 to go. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
With Northside Hospital, you can look forward to new beginnings, look ahead to comeback seasons, and look up for hope and strength. Northside welcomes you into our community of care, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Led by our expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
This is your home of the Dogs. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hey there, UGA fans. This fall, Dunkin' is ready for you to fall hard. So when you hear those leaves rustling and see those pumpkins getting ripe and ready, it's time to eat, sleep, and drink pumpkin at Dunkin'. Take your pick of pumpkin with delicious muffins, munchkins, and donuts, and pair them with a classic pumpkin spice signature latte or the ultra-smooth pumpkin cream cold brew, topped with silky pumpkin cream cold foam, all so you can fall harder. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Go Dogs, sick 'em! Whether they're on the road or the home court, my family and I get loud and proud whenever the Dogs are unleashed. In this basketball season, Scana Energy's part of all the action is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. So join my family and Scana in cheering on the Dogs to glory this season. Sign up for Scana today and get up to $100. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/GoDogs for details. Limited time offer, terms and conditions apply.
No one gets you closer to SEC basketball than SiriusXM. You can download the SiriusXM app and tune into SiriusXM SEC Radio for news, talk, and analysis throughout the college basketball season. And try it out today and take your Georgia Bulldogs with you on your phone, online, and at home. No car required.
All right, here, Scott, is where we've got to start making South Carolina doubt themselves. They've got this 10-point lead. But if we can start making a little bit of a run and get some stops here, we can start putting doubt in their mind. They'll go, well, here we go again. So that's what we've got to do at this point.
Dogs have the ball. Moncrief is back in, just above the right elbow, inside the arc. Now Brown pushes him back above the arc for a second. Hands the ball off to Roberts. He goes to the basket, pump fake, jumps back into the paint, banks it home good. He got the right angle. And Terry Roberts, after going scoreless for about 28 minutes of this game, now has 8, and it's an 8-point South Carolina lead, 58-50. Gamecocks basketball. They've hit 11 threes tonight, matching their season-high total. They had 11 in their win at Kentucky. And 11 here tonight, 11 of 21 on three-point shots. Backdoor feed to Wright, cutting through the paint. Kick out Hayden Brown. There's another three. That one misses off the rim. Rebound to Roberts for the Dogs. Up ahead to Mardrez McBride. He curls around on the wing, feeds Holt for a three. Left wing shot won't go, off the rim. Foul on the rebound by Anselm. Frank Anselm with his second. Team's second. And another timeout with 8:59 to go in the contest. Dogs down 8, South Carolina 58, Bulldogs 50. Now this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Buying a home? Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you with Inflation Buster. That's more road trips, more family fun. Plus, if rates drop within 3 years of your home purchase, you'll get exclusive savings when you refinance with Rate Drop Advantage. Save when you buy today and refinance tomorrow. Don't miss out. Visit inflationbuster.com to get started today. That's inflationbuster.com. Offer ends soon.
For pre-discovery rate, like date requirements and other terms and conditions, visit inflationbuster.com or call 1-833-7-ROCKET. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Georgia Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got your school covered. On SEC Radio, there's complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along online or on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now, as a college student, you can stream your first 3 months of SiriusXM for $1. Fees and taxes apply. See offer details and subscribe now at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
Scana Energy is a proud partner of Georgia Athletics. For every three-pointer scored by the Bulldogs, Scana Energy will make a $25 donation to the University of Georgia General Scholarship Fund. Scana says, go Dogs. Tonight, Georgia 5 of 11 on threes, and we've only attempted 11. South Carolina's made 11 of theirs. They're 11 of 22, matching a season high for three-pointers in a game.
Yeah,
and they lead it by 8.
And they're well ahead of us on the glass. They've out-rebounded us 26-20. Offensive rebounds, they've had 7 to our 3.
Dogs out of the huddle with Moncrief, McBride, Roberts, Holt, and Anselm. South Carolina with Carter and Wright, Brown, Bozeman's, Verdonk, and Jackson. Pressure in the backcourt. We're trying to double right along the baseline. Pass to the wing and backcourt. Oh, almost got a steal by Terry Roberts. He deflects it out of bounds instead. Terry's questioning whether or not he went off South Carolina, but they're giving the Gamecocks the ball. In backcourt, now they restart play here with Wright in the front side. Jackson comes to retrieve the ball. Takes an underhand scoop back near the half-court line. Juice Holt is on him. Jackson's been quiet for a while. Now he runs without the ball from left to right. Now goes to the basket. Missed the lay-in. Got his own miss. Taps it up and in from the right side.
Well, he's all over the place, isn't he?
He went
from the right side to the left side, put it up to the left side, missed it, went to the right side, tapped it in.
Well, he ran through a series of screens, too, and got his defender off him. Juice Holt left him open on the left side. 60-50, 10-point lead for South Carolina. Here's Roberts. Lob again to Anselm. Goes up high. Same result as earlier. Catches it high above the rim and dunks it home with 2 hands.
Jerry Roberts with the assist.
8 points for Anselm tonight. 60-52. Again, it's an 8-point lead. South Carolina in front with the ball. Jacoby Wright picks up his dribble, skips it down on the baseline to Hayden Brown. He's double-teamed out to the three-point line. Jump pass cross-court to Jackson, feed the post, left block. Bozeman's Verdonk, jump hook. He barely got off the floor. The shot was dreadfully low under the rim, but a foul on Anselm. He got Frank for his third. And into another timeout we go with 7:41 remaining. We should be caught up on the timeouts now. After this break, South Carolina 60, Georgia 52. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
With the Kroger Plus card, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. And for every dollar you spend, you earn fuel points, which can add up to $1 per gallon off at the pump for the win. Plus, save every day on groceries and get personalized digital coupons for the win. The Kroger Plus card, all you do is win. Big, big savings. Sign up now at Kroger.com and start saving. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
The dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
The BMW i4 M50. It's 100% electric and 100% BMW. Experience the power of over 500 horses stampeding at a whisper as BMW M-engineered handling takes you through every twist and turn. The complete suite of intuitive technology keeps you connected. The pure performance keeps your heart racing. The BMW i4 M50. Silence has never said so much. BMW, the ultimate electric driving machine.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Go Dogs!
No matter your favorite game day traditions, it all starts with a cup of coffee to get you ready to cheer on a Bulldogs win. Community Coffee is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs, serving Bulldog Nation with rich and smooth blends crafted right here in the USA. We've supported and celebrated thriving communities like the UGA family for over 100 years, and we believe there's no better day than game day for bringing people together. Community Coffee, strong as our roots.
Georgia fans, when you need to see a game, head to StubHub. Whether you want to sit courtside or score a bird's eye view, StubHub is the best place to grab 100% verified tickets. And StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Georgia Bulldogs. StubHub, be there. Tickets are at a premium tonight. This is another packed house, Chuck. Another 10,523 person event.
It's slammed, and you know what? We've already got some other sellouts already on the books ahead here for Georgia. So, the fans are getting out to support this team. Right now, this team needs some support. They need something to kind of ignite them. Let them get a little run in them. We haven't had a really good run tonight.
Down 8 right now with Roberts, McBride, Holt, Moncrief, and Anselm are 5 on the floor. South Carolina going to the free throw line. Benjamin Bozeman's Verdonk, 60% free throw shooter, will be at the line for South Carolina. Just 3 of 4 tonight as a team. First trip to the line for this gentleman. Right-handed shooter, the Illinois transfer, misses the foul shot up the right side of the rim. 2 points in the game for the 6'9" redshirt junior from Belgium. Crowd making noise. Didn't help that time. He made the back end. Missed the first, made the second. 9-point lead, 61-52. Roberts to the basket. Overhead pass into the paint, deflected high in the air and taken by South Carolina. We turn it over. Gamecocks ball now. Mardrez with a steal at half court, and Wright fouls him. That should be an intentional foul over there. Jacoby Wright, I mean, he just had his hands on, was pushing Mardrez wide to the left baseline. The officials are going to talk about it.
Yeah,
that might be an intentional there. Come on, give the X, give the cross. Oh, they're going to look at it, I guess.
Come on. Anthony's coming over to take a look at it.
They're going to review the last play, sort out exactly what happened. Georgia got
I could tell them what happened.
It looked like they might be looking at a flop. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
That I saw Anthony give that sign to the official scorer, Derek Floyd, down to our left, as to what they were looking for, but we'll see. They have called a foul. We know that much.
Martrez never flopped, and neither did the...
No,
neither one of those two guys flopped.
Well, hopefully let's get some... let's see. We'll look at a replay, too.
He's just reaching across him. I guess you could call that an intention.
He was making a play on the ball looking at the replay, so he slapped the ball. He kind of had our back to us, and it looked more like he was...
But he was driving Martrez.
Intentionally fouling the player, yeah. And but when he slapped across the body of McBride, he got a hand on the ball. But the foul was called on Jacoby Wright for South Carolina. Georgia will simply inbound the basketball and continue the possession now. Second foul on Wright, fourth team foul on the Gamecocks. Oh, here we go, down 9. And needing makes and stops.
On the clock.
Almost a full possession. We inbound it to McBride. A high rainbow three won't go. Moncrief with an offensive rebound on the weak side.
Well, we hadn't had enough of those tonight. That's good to see.
Roberts has it at the hash on the right side. They run the alley-oop to Moncrief, and Wright fouls him by just getting under him with his body and pushing him out of bounds under the basket. So that's 2 quick fouls on Jacoby Wright.
But again, not a shooting foul.
The intent was there. They were trying to run an alley-oop. But the shooter would have been Terry on that one, I guess, because the ball never got to Martrez McBride before he was
shoved out of bounds.
Bodied out of bounds, yes. Now Anthony Jordan, the lead official, going to talk to the scores table again.
If we're looking for a little luck, the time left in this game is 7-11.
Now they're going to review that last play again. This time just one official looking at it, so a quick huddle. Nope, decided not to, or just a quick look.
I was going to say, if they're going to start taking some looks, I've got a few back from the first half I'd like to go back and look at.
We're just picking and choosing now. Dogs are going to have the ball, and we'll inbound. 20 on the shot clock. And the foul was on Jacoby Wright, so they got it all correct if that's what they were looking for. Roberts looking, the 5 count going, feeds it into McBride. Right corner, deep in front of our bench. Now they rotate left side now to Terry Roberts. 7:05 remaining. We're down 9 with the ball. Holtz got it above the arc on the right side. Puts it on the floor, shoves it back to Roberts with 6, with 5. Terry, left wing, works against 2 defenders. Got to put it up. There it comes. Hits the side of the rim. Rebounded by Jackson.
Boy, South Carolina, give them credit for that defense. They had Georgia so pushed out from the basket and then making them take up time.
Gamecocks lead is 9, and they've got the ball. Time starting to become a factor. Wright sees an opening. Our defense recovered, but we draw the foul. Anselm got over for a big block at the end of the play, but they got Terry for a foul before that. Roberts with his second foul. And this will put Carolina on the free throw line with 6:31 to go in the game. And the Gamecocks already leading by 9. Jacoby Wright goes to the line. 76% shooter this season. The 6'2 sophomore misses off the back left side of the rim on his first free throw attempt. Jabri Abdul-Rahim into the game for Georgia, along with Cario Oquendo, Holt, and Moncrief check out. We got to start making a push here. Down 9. Swapping points is not doing any good.
Oh, and Braylon Bridges has just not seen much of the floor at all.
Right. Second free throw. Pushes it up with the right hand. That one's good. Missed the first, made the second. 10-point lead for the Gamecocks. 62-52. Terry lets the ball roll almost all the way to half court. And the clock begins. 6.5 minutes remaining. Dogs on the offensive end. Oquendo spins into the paint. Big Gray is right there. He banks it in anyway. Split the double team.
How did that go in?
And drew the foul.
He shot that behind his head with his back. That's an amazing shot.
Oquendo now with 6 and looking for 7 and a 3-point play. Going to the line for an and 1. Holt back in quickly. Jabri out.
Mike White want to get the defender in as we go to the other end of the floor.
6th team foul on South Carolina. Free throw good by Cario. 7 points. 62-55 is the score. South Carolina continues to lead. We try to trap Brown in the backcourt. Knock the ball loose in backcourt. And a 10-second count on South Carolina. The ball was knocked loose by the Dogs as they had trapped Brown at the half-court line, and then they forced a 10-second violation on the Gamecocks.
And give Juice Holt credit, too. He jumped on that pass back here. He jumped so high, they had to lob it over him, and that took more time with the ball in the air.
And when that ball went bouncing away, too, those precious seconds were ticking away, and South Carolina turns it over. Dogs down 7, a chance to tighten it up a little bit more here. We need a conversion. Roberts. They flash Gray out on him. Cross court to Mardrez. Left-handed 3. Good! All net. Mardrez McBride with a Scana Energy 3 to make it 62-58.
All right, now you got South Carolina thinking, is this just the way we are?
5th 3 of the game for Mardrez McBride tonight. A season high for the North Texas transfer. 4-point lead for the Gamecocks. They've got the ball. Stegman trying to come alive. Jackson mishandled it, got it back, missed the lay-in. Rebound tapped up, controlled by McBride. Fouled by Brown. Got him, trying to hustle for the loose ball.
Yeah, he thought they called the foul on him. He's down there complaining that he got fouled, and they called the foul on him.
That's because it was on him. But yeah, he did get hit. There was some contact. 1-1 now for Mardrez McBride. He's only been 50% from the line this season, 8 of 16, but red hot from 3 tonight. 15 points, free throw, good. 16 for Mardrez. Making Augusta, Georgia proud tonight, 62-59.
You want doubt in the minds of the Gamecocks, and Georgia's putting that in there right now.
Made them both. He shoots his free throws like his 3. He gets a lot of height on that ball, and it comes down right through the cylinder. McBride with 17 points for the Dogs tonight. It's a one-possession game. We were down double figures just moments ago. 5:26 to play. Still a lot of time. Pressure in the backcourt by the Dogs. Carter spinning in the backcourt to Johnson, still behind the line. Now he steps into the front side with 2 seconds to spare. Dogs knock it away at half court, and a foul on South Carolina. They tackled Juice Holt, Michi Johnson. Dogs had knocked it away, and Johnson tackled Holt to keep him from getting on the fast break.
Mike White is so smart and so good at getting Juice on that floor when he needs a defensive situation, and then he'll get, he'll get Jabri or Cario or someone of that ilk on the floor when he wants that offensive situation. But Juice there at the right time, and you see the way he gives up his body.
Holt, free throw, number 1. Good, all net. He can tie it with this next one. He gets the front end of the 1-1. It's only the 3rd point for Juice Holt tonight, but he's been one of the MVPs if Georgia goes on to win this game with his defense tonight. Second free throw in the air and good.
Boy, that climbing this hill has seemed like forever.
5:14 to go. The Dogs swatted the first inbounds pass back out of bounds. South Carolina will have to inbound it again. Boy, it's loud in here. Right in front of the student section now. Carolina bounces it into right. McBride's on him in the backcourt. Now Holt applying some defensive pressure.
Oh, he picked up his dribble in the backcourt.
He did, deep in the backcourt.
Oh, goodness.
They were still able to get it on the front side on a pass to Brown. Less than 5 minutes to go. We're tied at 62. Brand new ball game. We were down a dozen moments ago. Alley-oop lob to nobody in general. Jackson saves the possession by going up high in the air.
Hit the rim.
Threw it out to Carter. He backs his way in and falls down. Georgia with a takeaway. Up to Carrio. The drive. Misses the layup. He got fouled as he slides head first into the basket support. Foul on Hayden Brown for South Carolina.
The shot that they put up went way over the rim and hit the glass. Came down. The clock kept running. They had like 4 seconds. They were trying to hurry it. They fumble it, and we come away with it. Now Carrio's got to punish him at the line.
Oquendo, 2 shots, 9th team foul on the Gamecocks. 4:42 to go. Carrio pushes it up, misses it off the left side of the rim. No good. Oquendo's first miss from the line tonight, 3 of 4. Can give Georgia the lead if he makes this one, and it won't go. And the rebound taken by Jackson for South Carolina. We missed them both, and it remains tied at 62. 4:34 remaining. Now less than that. South Carolina with a basketball, front court left. Johnson back and forth behind a screen. Here comes a straight-on 3. Ooh, brick. Offensive rebound. Hayden Brown, that guy's killed us all night long. He puts it back up and in.
Yeah, he just picked the ball up off the floor. Nobody contested it.
That's his first basket of the second half. He had 13 in the first half. Dogs down 2, 64-62 with the ball. Oquendo goes to Mardrez, who feeds Roberts on the right side. Anselm with a screen and roll. Here comes the alley-oop. Oh, yeah.
How many times have they run that tonight?
That's 4 dunks for Anselm. He's in double figures with 10. We're tied at 64. You could see it coming a mile away, and Carolina could just stand there and watch it. Gamecocks basketball. Jackson flashes out. Holt right in his shoes. Goes right with him. He's shut him down here about the last half of the game. Juice steals the ball. Throws it across the paint. Scramble for it. South Carolina comes away with it. Clock still down to 5 now. Check a whistle. They blew the whistle. I think they wanted to reset the clock.
No, they want to review. What are they reviewing?
The shot clock says 5. Todd Austin blew the whistle. Now they've stopped play and sent both teams to their benches, and they're going to take a timeout. 3:26 to go in the game. We're tied at 64. They're lighting up Stegman Coliseum here in Athens. Timeout on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Core Power is the official protein drink of Georgia basketball. Fueled by 26 grams of high-quality protein to give your body what it needs when it needs it. Recover and build lean muscle with Core Power, the official protein drink of Georgia basketball.
Go Dogs, sick 'em. Whether they're on the road or the home court, my family and I get loud and proud whenever the dogs are unleashed. In this basketball season, Scana Energy is part of all the action as a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. So join my family and Scana in cheering on the Dogs to glory this season. Sign up for Scana today and get up to $100. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/GoDogs for details. Limited time offer, terms and conditions apply.
Want more exclusives and behind-the-scenes Bulldogs content, more game highlights, mic'd ups, and original programming? Search for the Georgia Bulldogs All Access channel on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Georgia Bulldogs All Access, your official inside connection to Georgia football and all Georgia Bulldogs sports.
Georgia fans, college basketball is back, so grab your friends in a cold, refreshing Dos Equis lager and make the most of the big game. Whether you're at the bar with fellow dogs or watching with your friend who went to that other school, Dos Equis is there for it all. So buy a cold, crisp Dos Equis and go Dogs. Dos Equis, proud partner of Georgia Athletics. Get a dose. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2022, imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
This in-game recap's brought to you by Regions. You can get your 2022 Regions Georgia Bulldogs National Champions Visa debit card from Regions, the official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees may apply. Tied at 64. They reviewed that last play, and they determined that Georgia had possession after the steal.
Temporarily.
And then South Carolina got the ball back. The shot clock did not reset. That's why they blew the play dead. They have reset the shot clock for South Carolina at 28 seconds. So the Gamecocks are going to have the basketball. We're tied at 64. Less than 3.5 minutes remain. South Carolina inbounds. Michi Johnson, the Ohio State transfer, guarded by Oquendo between the circles. They screen with Brown. He rolls to the basket. Johnson follows. Floater won't go. A foul on the play. Dogs are going to be called for the violation. Cario got him. Second foul on Oquendo. 2 shots coming from Michi Johnson, 72% shooter from the free throw line. His first trip to the line tonight. If this makes you feel any better, he's 18 for 18 from the line in his last 7 games.
Wow.
Now 19 for 19. As the free throw is good. Johnson now with 10 points for South Carolina. 65-64. Gamecocks by a point. And that next free throw goes in automatically. He's got 11, and the lead is 2 for the Gamecocks. South Carolina trying to upset the Dogs. Roberts on the drive. Off-balance bank shot, a whistle, and a foul on South Carolina.
Terry almost got that to go, and that's that sudden burst of speed that Terry Roberts has. He kind of lulls the defender to sleep, and then he'll just kind of make that burst by. And you know what? He's good at hitting at awkward angles off the glass.
Terry was scoreless in the first half, 0 for 5 from the field. Now with that free throw, he's got 9 points, and he's 4 for 5 from the field in the second half. Free throw number 1 good, and he'll try to tie the game with this one. Ball's in the air, and the Bradley transfer hits them both. 66 apiece, Georgia and South Carolina. Gamecocks basketball. We've got 3 minutes to play here in Athens. Johnson cradles it in his left arm on the logo. Now puts it on the floor, guarded by McBride. They try to screen. They miss. Johnson feeds Jackson. And check a whistle. Pushing foul on Georgia, I guess, is the call. Baseline official. Call the foul on Juice Holt. Maybe a block. First foul on Holt. 6th team foul on the Dogs. Carolina's already got 10, so Georgia in the double bonus if they get to the line. Gamecocks with 20 seconds on the shot clock. 2:50 remaining in regulation here. South Carolina inbounds with a high lob to Hayden Brown. They come back to the left side to Michi Johnson. He dribbles against Oquendo. Left-hand dribble through traffic. Kick out for a 3. Deep 3 is good. Jacoby Wright on the right wing.
And that's a new season high for them in threes.
That's his 3rd. That's their 12th. Most threes this season. Will it be enough for them? They lead by 3, 69-66. Dogs ball, 2:20 to go. Holt holds it and observes the South Carolina defense. Now fires back to Terry Roberts, who got a screen from Anselm. Hoists the deep jumper, won't go. Holt with an offensive rebound and a putback after the spin. 1 point game, 69-68.
Boy, that guy hustles.
Holt with a big play. 1 point lead for the Gamecocks. They've got the ball. Michi Johnson dribbles with the left hand, keeps his defender at bay with his right. 3 ball by Hayden Brown. Missed it off the right side of the rim. Rebound Holt for the Dogs. Georgia has it back. Chance to take the lead. Run an alley-oop to Anselm. He can't shoot it there. He goes under the basket, puts it up from the other side, hooks it up and in. Dogs lead by a point.
Wow.
Timeout.
Hey, the alley-oop wasn't there, but the reverse underneath was.
The big guy with a nice move and some footwork underneath. 1:39 to go. Did we call the time or they called the time?
We called the time, but
Mike calls a 30, and they want to stretch it to a full, so they'll use a full timeout here. Georgia has 2 remaining. South Carolina with 1 timeout remaining and 1:39 to play, and it's the Dogs 70 and South Carolina 69. Georgia's first lead
since when?
Since 20 to 18.
Since Fluff was a kid.
I don't know Fluff, but
Fluff was
it was
just
early
a kid.
in the first
He was just
half.
a kid. He was, he's now a grown cat.
Oh, he's grown. Okay. He's a fat cat now. It's been that long since the Dogs had a lead, and it's a measly 1 point right now. It's still plenty of time remaining. Dogs with McBride leading the way tonight. 17 points, a season high for Mardrez. 5 3-pointers for Mardrez McBride. Anselm's played out of his mind tonight. 12 points for Frank Anselm. 4 boards as well. He's got a block or 2.
And I got to tell you something. Right now, I got to say a lot about Juice Holt. Juice Holt he's given up his body. He's played great defense. And a while ago, he goes in there, grabs that offensive rebound, and then lays it back in at a perfect time for the Dogs. That young man he hustles and hustles and hustles.
We get Moncrief back on the floor out of the timeout. Dogs with Holt, McBride, Roberts, Moncrief, and Anselm. Pressure in the backcourt. They bounce it into Carter. Mardrez D's him up. We try to double. Jump pass to the half-court line to right. Sends it to the right wing to Michi Johnson. 90 seconds to go. South Carolina down a point with the ball. Johnson around a screen. Drives right side. Dribbles behind his back. Spins against Holt. Puts up the bank shot. It's short. Look who's there for the follow. Offensive rebound, Hayden Brown, their MVP. And he banks it home good.
Nobody blocked him out.
17 points for the Citadel transfer. They lead by a point, 71-70, and Georgia will use another timeout. Terry Roberts dribbles the ball dead right in front of the bench, and Mike White calls time. 10th lead change of the game. We've had 7 ties. Right now, with 67 seconds remaining, South Carolina has a 1-point lead. Dogs have been unable to keep Hayden Brown off the glass tonight. Brown this evening with a double-double, 17 points and 10 rebounds. His career numbers were off the chart at the Citadel. His career high is 37 points, and his career high, this is a 6'5" guy now. 21 rebounds is his career high. That all came at the Citadel. He had 28 career double-doubles, and he's got one tonight in a Gamecock uniform. 6th-year player, over 1,600 points and approaching 850 career rebounds. That guy can play. Dogs with the ball.
He's been in the right place at the right time all night long.
Georgia inbounds with Juice in the front court. Lobs it into Terry in the back court. Roberts, bounces it across, goes to the wing. Now, top of the key, Carrio drives. Ball got out of his hands. He was going in for a one-handed jam. That would have blown the roof off the place. Lost the ball at the last second, but South Carolina fouled him. They will send Carrio to the free throw line for 2 shots.
All right, Carrio got to make these 2.
Foul was on G.G. Jackson, his second. Well, Jackson just kind of vanished from the game, Chuck, after he scored that dozen points and Holt started defending him. He's only got 2 since. Carrio misses another foul shot. Wow. His 3rd straight. Now 3 out of 6 at the line. Oquendo's been struggling at the line. Last 3 games coming into tonight, he was just 11 for 19. So he's about 50% from the stripe in his last 4 games now. That one got in there, and we're tied at 71. Oquendo with 8. 58 seconds to go in this contest. 71 apiece. Right in backcourt. We try to trap him under the basket. He turned it over. Holt got a steal. Misses the putback. Gets an offensive rebound, and they foul him. Juice with another defensive play. Woo! Goes to the line. Try to give the Dogs the lead with 51 seconds to go. Foul on Hayden Brown. Was his 4th, I believe that's who they called that on. Tied at 7. Are they saying that's his 5th foul? No, they said that's his 5th foul.
Yeah, they got 5 on him. He's done.
Yep.
Here he is right here. Let me see.
So they had to confer with the official score. Yeah,
Hayden. See you, Hayden.
What a game he had.
Just tell him goodbye. I'm happy to see.
Boy, if you're a Georgia fan, you are. That guy had a heck of a performance tonight. 17 points and 10 rebounds, and he fouls out. They get big Josh Gray back in the game, 7 feet, 255, LSU transfer. Holt at the line. Juice, a good free throw shooter. 83% for the year. 4 for 4 tonight. Try to give the Dogs the lead here. In the air. Yeah! Oh, it touched all of the rim, front and back, and
the
fell through.
I mean, that hit everything. That caught 2 members of the band.
Dogs by a point. Try to make it a huge 2-point lead. Easy peasy, right through the heart. Carolina with a basketball, 48 seconds to go. They're down 2, 73-71. They've got a timeout left. Their coaches, one of them, the head coach, is out on the floor by about 16 inches down to our left. Jackson with the ball to the elbow, dumps under the defender, scoops it up and in. We're tied.
No
he went
doubt
to the
they
left.
wanted to have that ball.
He came back to the right after he stopped going left, and he got by our defender and scooped it up and in easily. Clock continues to tick. Roberts brings it across the timeline. We call timeout with 22 seconds. Chance to win the ball game. Coming up for the Dogs, we're tied at 73. Shot clock is off. Again, 22.5 seconds to go as we pause for station identification on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Terrific second half. Well, it's been a good game throughout, really. South Carolina built a 12-point lead here in this half with just over 13 minutes to go. It was 52-40. They led by 10 with about 7 minutes to play. Georgia then went on a 12-2 run to catch the Gamecocks at 64, but didn't take the lead until moments ago when it was 70-69. We're knotted at 73 right now, checking the Scana Energy three-point basket total. Georgia with 6 of 14 threes. South Carolina with a season-high 12 three-pointers tonight, 12 of 25. They've shot it well. Now they've got to defend well if they hope to force an extra session here. Try to get out with a win, but the Dogs are going to try to win it on this last possession. 73 apiece with 22.5 seconds to go. And let's hope we can get that final shot and it goes in. We get out of here with a win.
Let's or get to the line late.
Holt inbounds to Roberts in backcourt. Clock at 19. Terry walks it into the front side, dribbles on the logo. Jacoby Wright trying to guard. They force 2 on Roberts. Jump pass to Holt. 10 to play. Juice to Mardrez. He drives. He jumps. Passed into the corner for a 3. Oquendo misses it off the back end. Long pass for South Carolina. Oh, did we foul him with less than a second to go? They don't call
foul.
it.
No call.
South Carolina got a run-out opportunity with 2 seconds to go. It looked like contact on the left end of the floor. They didn't blow the whistle. We go to overtime. Wow. Take a break here. Overtime tied at 73. Georgia and South Carolina will come back to Stegman for 5 more minutes at least right after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
With Northside Hospital, you can look forward to new beginnings, look ahead to comeback seasons, and look up for hope and strength. Northside welcomes you into our community of care, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Led by our expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
College sports is full of great trash talkers. But what speaks louder than a verbal smackdown are stats. So we'll let Ford F-Series speak for itself. Like advanced capabilities, intelligent towing, smart technology, And 45 years as America's best-selling truck. That's Ford F-Series. Custom order your 2023 F-150 at your local Ford dealer, a proud supporter of college athletics. Some models, trims, and features may not be available based on 1977 to 2021 CY total sales.
Back here at Stegman Coliseum, along with Chuck Dowdle, Scott Howard with you courtside, Adam Gillespie, our producer-engineer, and Luke Nadkarni in our Piedmont Healthcare Network studios. Little free basketball for you tonight. 5 minutes on the clock as we go to overtime number 1. First extra session for the Dogs this season. In fact, our first overtime game in the last 2 seasons. And we're tied at 73. Dogs' last shot attempt, a 3-ball by Cario Oquindo from the left corner, hit off the rim. South Carolina in 2 seconds got a half-court pass and attempted a winning layup with the clock expiring. There was some contact, it looked like, on Jackson nearing the basket. The officials didn't call the play or didn't call the foul, and time ran out before Jackson was able to execute the shot. And so we go to overtime. Our overtime 5 will be Anselm, Oquindo, Holt, Roberts, and McBride. South Carolina, they've lost Hayden Brown now. Remember, he fouled out in regulation. They've got Gray and Jackson, Wright, Johnson, and Chico Carter. Anselm and Gray in the center circle for the overtime jump ball. Anthony Jordan still with the ball in his hands, the official, trying to position everybody on the floor for the 5 minutes.
All right, here we go. Free basketball.
There's the toss. Tap controlled by South Carolina. They'll continue to work right to left here in this overtime session. Tied at 73. Carter with the dribble, right hand on the wing, gives it up to Michi Johnson, over to Jackson for a straight-on 3, missed it deep off the back of the rim. Mardrez McBride fought for the rebound. Gray fouled him. They don't whistle that, but we get the ball anyway. His body contact knocked it out of the hands of McBride. We had to retrieve it in the corner. Dogs with the possession. Chance to take the lead here in overtime. Roberts dribbles, does his work, scoops it up, leaves it short. Hit the backboard, came down, didn't touch the iron. Rebound, South Carolina. Johnson out of the left wing throws up a running layup attempt that airballed. Caught by Georgia on the other side. Dogs push it up the floor. Cario shot, swatted into the band. Rejected, but there was a whistle before that and a foul on South Carolina.
He'll shoot a couple.
Fouls on Chico Carter. That's the first for the South Carolina guard. Transfer from Murray State. And that'll put Cario on the free throw line. Let's hope he can clean up his free throws here in the overtime. Free throw number 1, going to roll off the rim. Hit off the backboard, no good. He's missed 4 tonight. Oquindo, 4 of 8 at the line. We need all of those. Made the second one. Dogs lead by a point, 74-73. Pressure on the entry again. Johnson trapped in the corner. Jump pass. He hooks it across to Jackson, who runs it up into the front court. On the far sideline, he kind of pushed Holt out of the way with his left forearm, but officials are letting him play now. A lot of stuff is not being called. Johnson mishandles the dribble, recovers, feeds it to Jacoby Wright on the wing.
6 seconds.
Now 5 on the clock. Wright found an open spot on the floor and hit a 3 straight away right at the top of the key. That's his 4th three-pointer for Jacoby Wright. 13 points all in since halftime. 76-74, South Carolina leads by 2. We're in overtime in Athens, 3:30 to go. Roberts dribbled it too high off the floor, couldn't control it. South Carolina with a steal. They run the floor. Throw up a scoop air ball, trying to alley-oop it, I think,
they
to
had
Jackson.
3 on 1.
Yeah, and they missed it. They blew it. Georgia takeaway. Roberts doesn't blow it. He finds Oquindo on the block, and Cario lays it up right under the basket. We're tied at 76. (76-76), and South Carolina has the ball. Michi Johnson swings it around on the left wing. He got a screen, shoots from the elbow, misses it deep. Rebound, Martrez. Sprint down the middle of the floor. Kick out left side. Oquendo to the rack, and he left it short on the lay-in, but he got fouled. Carrio taking it inside will go to the line. And we got another review coming up.
We got a review coming up.
Fouls on Jacoby Wright, his fourth. Yep, officials are going to review something that occurred seconds ago again. And each team will take a quick huddle. Georgia right in front of the bench as they huddle. And South Carolina's players look extremely winded as they slowly walk back to their head coach, Lamont Paris, on the other side of the half-court line. Two of the three officials are to our left now with a headset on and looking at the video replay monitor. 76 all is our score. We're in overtime with 2:46 remaining in the extra session. Georgia expecting to go to the free throw line here with Carrio Oquendo. Not sure what the review was about. Unless you can overhear their conversations, you're kind of left in the dark. Oh, they were reviewing to see who the foul was on. They called it on three, I think.
I'm not sure. It's two shots, he said.
They were looking at the last shot for South Carolina. That's what they were looking at. Jacoby Wright's basket to see if that was a three. And they determined it was a three, as his toe was just a fraction of an inch
behind the line.
Right behind the three-point line. So that's what the review was about. See, we can figure this stuff out on our own if we get a little bit of help. Carrio, free throw, number one, all net. Dead solid, perfect. He's got a dozen points now. Oquendo and Roberts were both scoreless at the half. Now they've combined for 22, now 23. Carrio hits both foul shots. Big shots for the Dogs, 78-76 Georgia. 2:40 to go in the overtime. Carolina, front court left with a right-hand dribble guarded by Oquendo. They screen out front. Wright's dribbling right wing now. Defensive switch. Holtz on him. Jackson lobs it into the paint. Pass intercepted by Anselm. Roberts to Oquendo, but
intentional.
A whistle long ago, yep, on South Carolina. Long before the one-handed dunk by Carrio. So the basket is no good. And an intentional foul. So free throws and the ball for the Dogs coming up here.
Hey, I'd rather have that than the dunk.
Yeah, a chance to stretch it out a little bit with 2:25 to go. The Dogs were down 12 with 13 minutes to play, down 10 with roughly 7 minutes to go. We get to overtime. Officials are huddled. Both teams are huddled.
And they're going to come take a look, but
they're going to look at the monitor again. Well, they're wearing a path to the video monitor here in the second half. Plays under review. They've called an intentional foul on South Carolina.
You know, I know how they could do away with this kind of time, taking this time for the. I think we need to add like 3 more officials. Then you have 6 out here, guys. You know,
then there'd be 6 guys looking at the video monitor. We're looking at a replay. I'm not sure if it's what they're looking at. Let's see, did they foul? Where did the foul occur?
It must have.
Because as we're watching the replay, now, was it a hold on Carrio so that he didn't break away? Maybe that's what the foul was on Jackson, perhaps? As we look at the video monitor. Trying to determine exactly what the officials are reviewing here. That was only my only guess there, because at the end of the play, South Carolina did not touch Oquendo. They didn't touch Roberts, it appeared, as he was distributing the basketball on Georgia's fast break. So unless they got Jackson for a hold on Carrio near the half-court line before he broke away. Officials are still looking at the monitor. Anthony Jordan leading the way. He's talking on the headset to, I guess, the truck as they replay the monitor back and forth, or he may be talking to the replay operator here on the scores table to our left. So the overtime game gets a little bit lengthier here. 2:25 in the overtime. Georgia 78, South Carolina 76. Chuck listening in intently, trying to pick up some tidbits here. And we're going to get the instruction here. So Chuck's got the info. All right, what's the skinny?
All right, they got a common foul, and so it'll be Georgia will shoot, and then it'll be Georgia's ball. Hang on a second. Yeah, Georgia will have to shoot. They'll shoot 2.
Right.
But then the ball will belong to South Carolina.
But he said intentional foul
originally. But now they've
overruled that.
They've overruled that, so it's just a common foul.
All right. So 2 shots and then play resumes as normal.
Exactly.
All right. So Cario at the line for 2 shots here. Trying to make the lead a little bit bigger for the Dogs. Free throw number 1 is all net. And it's a 3-point lead for Georgia. Believe it or not, this is Georgia's largest lead of the game. And now it's at 4. That one rolled in there off the rim. Dogs 80, South Carolina 76 in overtime. Crowd here at Stegman, a sold-out crowd, most of them standing with 2:15 to go in the overtime session. Jackson has it left to the paint, back to the basket, trying to work against Juice. Spins to the baseline, puts it up, around the rim, kicks it out. And a foul on the rebound on the Dogs. They got Anselm. No, they got Juice.
I got to tell you, Juice has done a great job. He's been
2 shots now for G.G. Jackson, the 6'9 freshman, who started off the game like a house of fire. He had a dozen points before we could blink. He's only got 2 more baskets since early in the ball game. He's got 16 tonight, which certainly looks good. And that's his exact average. Free throw by Jackson nestles in there. He'll get 1 more. Jackson on the year 64%. Only 18 years old. He turned 18 last month. Reclassified last July to join the 2022 class for South Carolina.
Thinking that guy ought to be playing in high school right now. That's scary.
That is scary. He had a double-double in their 21-point loss to Florida over the weekend, or earlier in the week, excuse me. That free throw rims out, no good. Rebounded by the Dogs. Holt stripped out by South Carolina. Dogs will have the basketball with 2 minutes and 4 seconds remaining and leading by 3.
South Carolina is asking the officials to look at it, and they're saying, no, we saw that one just fine.
Jackson made a free throw, missed the second one. Georgia has the ball and a 3-point lead. We convert here, can make it a 2-possession game. Roberts dribbling far side of the floor, sees Mardrez open, gets the ball to him. Back to Terry. Roberts above the 3, guarded by Davis. Now they switch. Holt has the ball, 9 seconds to shoot. Mardrez with it. Side dish left to Roberts. He's surrounded by 3 players. Loses the ball with 2 to go as he tried to spin and drive to the basket. Lost it down around his knees, and it rolls out of bounds.
And give South Carolina credit. That was great defense. Georgia never got a decent look.
As soon as Terry got the ball with less than 10 seconds on the shot clock, 3 black shirts just surrounded him, and they weren't going to let him go anywhere. He ended up turning it over. Dogs haven't turned the ball over a lot tonight. That's only our 11th. That's below our season average of 14. 3-point game. Dogs in front here in overtime. Minute 25, now less than that remaining. Carolina basketball. Jacoby Wright dribbles, gets a screen from the big guy. Offensive foul on the big guy. He was screening, and finally he screened one too many times. He put too much body into Cario Oquendo.
Well, you know what? You get these overtimes, they get tired, and your feet just don't want to move right. So, so you lean, you put that body in there, and that's exactly what that is.
80-77, the Dogs will get it back on the offensive foul by South Carolina. Roberts slowly walks it into the front court. Minute 13, minute 12, minute 11. Zachary Davis is right on him, almost hip to hip. Now they screen with Anselm. Roberts weaves into the paint, picks up the dribble, dumps it underneath on the right block to Juice Holt. He goes up, they block his shot and take it away. Oh, they call it a jump ball. Dogs have the arrow. Oh, break for Georgia.
Wow.
Gray blocked the shot. He got a palm on it. They called it a jump ball.
They're telling the coach is screaming at the officials. They're sending him back to the bench.
A bench warning for Lamont Paris, who was almost out of half court. He is again. Look at him.
Boy, he's pushing his luck now.
He's trying to get the attention of the officials for something about the shot clock or the game clock. He was out almost a half court. Now one of the officials is going to go and listen to him and see what he has to say. Game clock's at 59.4. Shot clock's at 20.
Boy, now they've finailed him.
They called a technical foul on him.
My goodness. Oh, he finally called a timeout.
Oh, timeout, okay. So he uses his last... Well, he's got one timeout remaining. They had two in the overtime session. So he uses the timeout to get the official to actually come over and listen to him, whatever his complaint was. Now they charge South Carolina with a full timeout. We'll take a timeout, too. 59.4 to go. Full timeout here at Stegman. 80-77. Georgia leads South Carolina in overtime. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Georgia is our home. That's why at Georgia Power, we're building the future of energy. Over the last decade, we've invested nearly $10 billion to strengthen the electric grid, installing new substations, upgrading transformers, moving power lines underground, and investing in cleaner energy. We're making the electric grid more resilient and reliable for you and for future generations. At Georgia Power, we know that making smart investments today prepares us to meet our customers' needs tomorrow.
It's time to cheer on the Bulldogs with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth, and at 5% alcohol, it's got the perfect kick to turn things up on game day. It's time to stock up for the season. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted. Please drink responsibly. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio.
(80-77). Georgia leads by 3 over South Carolina here in overtime. 59 seconds to play in the overtime session. The Dogs with 4 players in double figures tonight, led by Mardrez McBride, who has 17. 5 3-pointers for McBride tonight. Oquendo has 15 points. He had 0 at the half. All of his 15 points coming after the break. Same for Terry Roberts, who had no points at intermission. He's got 10 in the game to go with 9 assists tonight. Frank Anselm, don't forget about the game that he's played. He's had the majority of minutes tonight as our big guy inside. He's got 12 points and 4 rebounds.
I'll tell you what, if you ask me the MVP tonight for Georgia, I'd say Juice Holt. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of things that you can hang your hat on statistically, but he's been in their face and in their grill on defense. He's grabbed a key rebound at a key time and laid it back in.
Well, he does have, Chuck, he's got 8 points. He's 6 for 6 from the line. He's got 6 rebounds and a career-best 5 steals in the game.
He's been so tough defensively. My goodness, what a difference he's made.
Dogs to inbound the basketball underneath their basket, actually to the left of it. Roberts overheads it into Frank Anselm. Back to Oquendo. He scoops it near the half-court line back to Terry Roberts, who inbounded the ball. 12 on the shot clock for Roberts. Right-hand dribble, feeds across the paint to Anselm. They knock the ball out of his hands. It goes high up off the top of the backboard. Comes down to South Carolina. There was no whistle. 3-point game. Georgia leads. South Carolina try to pop a 2 with Johnson. Won't go. Offensive rebound stripped away from Mardrez McBride. South Carolina has it again. 3-ball. Jackson, right wing. No good. Off the rim. Rebound tapped out to Johnson. Catch and shoot 3. Won't go again. Off the rim. Rebound Mardrez. They knock him down. Gray takes the ball, tries to lay it up, misses it high off the backboard.
That'll be South Carolina's with a possession arrow.
They call a jump ball. Gray fell to the floor in the paint. There's 18 seconds on the clock in overtime. Shot clock is off now. South Carolina's going to have the possession as they get the arrow on the jump ball. Mardrez McBride had that ball in his hands about 3 different times, and every time they knocked it loose. Now South Carolina will use its last overtime timeout. They're down 3 with 18 seconds to go. So Lamont Paris will call another timeout.
Scott, I tell you, as these two teams go to their benches, you can look in these kids' faces. They are exhausted. This has been emotionally and physically draining.
Carolina's lost one of their best players, perhaps the best player in this game tonight, Hayden Brown. He fouled out in regulation with 17 points and 10 rebounds, with 7 of 10 from the field, and really hurt Georgia on the glass with 10 boards. Many of those on the offensive end get offensive rebound and a putback basket, but he's gone in the overtime session. Jackson has 17 points, their all-star freshman, with 8 rebounds. Carter with a dozen, Johnson with 11. Wright comes in there with 13. They've got a season-high 13 three-pointers in the game, yet they trail by 3 with 18 seconds to go in overtime.
And we were told by one of their key members of their crew that what would it take for South Carolina to win this game? They said if we hit 10 threes, they felt good about it. Well, they've hit 13, and they're down by 3 in overtime.
And they will have the ball when play continues. Overtime, 18 seconds to go. Dogs stay with that same 5 of Roberts, Oquendo, McBride, Holt, and Anselm. South Carolina will answer with Johnson and the big guy Gray and the 6'9 freshman Jackson, along with Chico Carter and Jacoby Wright. Now they'll inbound from the right baseline next to their basket, far side of the floor. Anselm trying to guard. They don't go under the basket.
Almost threw that away.
And Gray saves it, tight ropes it on the side. Long, deep 3 with 11 seconds to go off the rim. Tie up on the rebound. No, they call a foul. Jackson got his hands on it. Georgia had 2 guys reaching in there. And they call a foul on McBride for Georgia. And that's going to put South Carolina on the line with 9.1 seconds to go.
I'm not sure that's a bad thing.
No, they're down 3, and it's a 1-and-1. And it'll be G.G. Jackson at the line. 3 out of 4 from the stripe tonight. He's got 17 points, 9.1. Free throw number 1, good. It's a 2-point game, 80-78. We're waiting for the second free throw. Anthony Jordan was talking to some of the players on the left side of the foul lane. Now he gives the ball to Jackson. Second free throw's in the air. No good. Rebound. Oquendo covers it up. Still holding it. Now they finally foul, and the clock down to 5.6. They let 4 seconds almost tick off the clock.
And 2, that'll be 2.
Double bonus for Georgia. Yeah, Cario gets 2 with Georgia leading by 2 with 5.6 to go. The foul was committed by Josh Gray, his 4th. And Oquendo recovers after he missed 3 out of 4 at the line tonight. He's made 5 straight.
I got a quick question. Why did he take that enormously long 3 with still 10 seconds?
Oquendo, free throw, missed the front end. Cario now 9 for 14 from the line tonight. You need this one to put the Dogs up 3. Free throw in the air, good. 81-78. Georgia wants a time. Dogs call time, leading by 3 with 5.6 seconds to go. Not out of the woods yet.
Unbelievable.
Carolina 0 for their last 8 from the field. Georgia, no field goals in the last 3:09 of overtime. And South Carolina longer than that, almost 3 minutes and 40 seconds without a field goal here in the overtime session for the Gamecocks, who are trying to end a 4-game slide. Georgia's trying to halt a 3-game losing streak and trying to end 12 straight losses to these guys, South Carolina. They've taken the lead in the series, and this is the 121st meeting between the two. South Carolina has won 62. Georgia's won 58. But the Gamecocks have won 12 in a row. We haven't beaten them in 6 years. The last win came in the SEC tournament in 2016 in Nashville.
Wow.
So 7 years. It's been 7 years.
Was that the game at J.J. Frazier? Has it been that long?
Yes, I'm not making it up. I wouldn't lie.
Wow.
At least not knowingly. All right, South Carolina's going to have the ball. 5.6, more than enough time to get the ball from baseline to baseline.
Well,
we'll see how Georgia defends.
Juice Holt's on the floor. Yeah. That's the only thing I'd say about that.
We'll see how the Dogs defend.
I will tell you this. Juice is going to make it difficult for him.
Chico Carter's going to inbound. He can run the baseline. Dogs are not going to put a man on him. He's looking to throw a baseball pass. He does high, and we bat it away. Ball is bouncing. Collected by Gray. Give it to Jackson at the horn. Missed the 3 off the right side of the rim.
Wow.
Georgia clears and wins the game.
How about that?
We even deflected the inbounds pass. They still got a good look. Jackson from the left wing just missed a desperation 3 to try to send it to a second overtime. It hit the far side of the rim, and Georgia wins it in extra session, 81-78.
My goodness. Well, you know, it's one of those you'd like to say had it all the way, but
but we didn't. That would be a lie.
We didn't. Yeah, that would be. We didn't even have it when we deflected the inbounds pass. And we did the smart thing. We deflected it back towards half court. They still got a good look and got the ball in the air.
Georgia ends the 12-game losing streak to South Carolina with an overtime win here tonight in front of a sellout crowd. Wins their 14th of the year, now 14-7, and 500 in the league again. Straight up 4-4 in SEC play for South Carolina. That's a hard one to swallow for those guys. 8-13 now. They've lost 5 straight, and they're now 1-7 in the SEC.
But let me say this: I felt like what would happen happened. That when we got them down to 8-7 points, and they'd seen that lead shrink to that, then doubt started to creep into their minds. Their shooting declined, and so many. Here comes Juice Holt. Well, I got to tell you,
we're going to chat with Juice here quickly in the post game as the Dogs win it in overtime.
Man.
81-78. A final score is.
Juice, can you hear us? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, I got to tell you, pal. Your defense made the difference tonight.
Appreciate that.
Is this something that you pride yourself on? I mean, you go after it.
Yeah, for sure. I pride myself in defense. I pride myself in energy. And, we've been struggling as a team lately, on the defensive end and energy. So that's what I just decided to bring.
Well, on those full court pressures, well, you were making it tough for them to get the ball in the front court.
Yeah, for sure.
You say that with a big smile on your face. That makes y'all feel good. You were down 12 in the second half, down 10 late.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about the comeback. What spurred that?
Really, just defense, our intensity. I feel like our intensity and energy brought us back in the game. I feel like we were scoring back to back, and the defense, just turned it around.
Well, that's one thing I kind of felt coming into this game is that over the last 2.5 games, since the first half up in Lexington, our defense has not been what it had been prior to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so if you guys get back to playing the defense that you love to play, no telling what you can accomplish here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Juice, this is good to see you guys win in front of this crowd tonight, too. I'm sure that had to help a sellout crowd here to help you guys come from behind to win this game.
Yeah, it's definitely amazing. They definitely support. A lot of people out here. There isn't usually a lot of people out, but, we're bringing them out, so we needed the energy tonight.
We like it. Congratulations, young man, and go enjoy this one with your teammates and get them ready for Auburn now. Got to go back on the road.
I got to ask you before you go, how tough was Gigi?
in my opinion, I don't think he was the best offensive player, but he was definitely making some tough shots for sure.
Yeah, you did a good job on it, bud.
Appreciate you.
Juice Holt with us. Congratulations. Juice Holt, our IBEW Player of the Game. Player of the Game is brought to you by the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 613. We are Georgia's electricians. Visit IBEW613.org. 81-78, the final. Georgia a winner in overtime. Stay tuned now for the Regions Locker Room Report. And don't forget, you can get your 2022 Regions Georgia Bulldogs National Champions Visa debit card. Regions is the official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees may apply. Winning night for the Dogs, 81-78 in overtime. Back for the Regions Locker Room Report after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
With the Kroger Plus card, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. And for every dollar you spend, you earn fuel points, which can add up to $1 per gallon off at the pump for the win. Plus, save every day on groceries and get personalized digital coupons for the win. The Kroger Plus card, all you do is win. Big, big savings. Sign up now at Kroger.com and start saving. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn. Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more. 122 million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. It looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
This is Georgia Basketball, sponsored by Progressive. Life is full of challengeable moments. One thing no one would challenge, protecting your home and car by switching to Progressive. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
No matter your favorite game day tradition, it all starts with a cup of coffee to get you ready to cheer on a Bulldogs win. Community Coffee is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs, serving Bulldog Nation with rich and smooth blends crafted right here in the USA. We've supported and celebrated thriving communities like the UGA family for over 100 years, and we believe there's no better day than game day for bringing people together. Community Coffee, strong as our roots.
Now more than ever, it's important to support our local businesses, whether it's your favorite pizza place or your neighborhood barber. That's why I'm a proud member of Georgia's Own Credit Union. Georgia's Own has been serving our local community for more than 85 years. Whether they are saving you money on a checking account or credit card, or supporting the people, places, and teams that we've grown to love, Georgia's Own can't be beat. To learn more, visit their website at georgiasown.org. I'm Chuck Dowdle, and I'm one of Georgia's Own.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, welcome to the Locker Room Report, presented by Regions. Regions. Get your Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. Coming up, reaction from the Dogs locker room, stats, and a look again at other games around the SEC and across the country. Now, let's go back courtside.
Well, that was tougher than nails to finish, but Georgia does finish after being down by double figures in the second half. They come from behind and win it in overtime, 81-78. Welcome back to the Regions Locker Room Report. And we remind you to get your 2022 Regions Georgia Bulldogs National Champions Visa debit card. Regions, the official bank of the SEC, member FDIC, terms and conditions and fees may apply. Georgia, an 81-78 winner in overtime. South Carolina missed its last 9 shots as they failed to come back and tie this game to send it to a second overtime. They had the final look. Even though Georgia deflected the entry pass at half court with 5 seconds to go, knocked the ball away. It went bouncing to the near sideline. South Carolina was able to retrieve it, and they were able to bat the ball overhead to G.G. Jackson, and he took the last shot, just kind of forced up a wild three-pointer, just hit the far side of the rim, bounced away, and Georgia had the victory. now 14-7 on the year, and now 4-4 in the SEC. They end a 12-game losing streak to South Carolina, beat the Gamecocks for the first time since 2016 in the SEC tournament. So it feels good for a lot of different reasons for this Georgia team, as the Dogs drop South Carolina's record to 8-13 for the year, now 1-7 in the SEC. They've got a home game against Mississippi State up next on Tuesday. Georgia goes on the road to take on the Auburn Tigers Wednesday night, and then they stay on the road, go to Texas A&M next Saturday. So back-to-back road trips coming up for the Bulldogs. So it was even more important to defend the home court and get this win here tonight, Chuck.
And yeah, Scott, and get us to 4-4. I mean, I know at the start of this season, if I'd have said, 8 games into our Southeastern Conference record, we'd be at 500. I don't think anybody would believe that. I wouldn't have believed it. But Mike White has done a terrific job with this team. I saw this stat earlier, and I thought this was I think we mentioned it in the pregame, but it's worth mentioning again. According to KenPom.com, UGA is the nation's most improved defensive program, up 243 spots from last season. If you rank all college basketball, Georgia has had a 243 team jump in the defensive rankings, and that's because Mike White has come in here and preached it, and these kids have bought into it, and guys like Juice Holt have made it their mission that, hey,
they executed.
Yeah, you heard him say, I wanted to bring energy, and he did bring energy, and it made a huge difference for us tonight in this win.
Georgia picks up the victory, 81-78, to halt a little mini 3-game losing skid. Now we'll get ready for Auburn up next, and we'll talk with the coach, Mike White, about tonight's victory. As we continue, we'll take a look at the final numbers, and there are a lot of them to tell you about as the Dogs win it in overtime, 81-78. This is the Region's Locker Room Report. Get your Georgia Bulldogs National Champions Visa debit card, the 2022 National Champions Visa debit card from Regions. Regions is the official bank of the SEC, member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees may apply. We'll continue with more from Athens, Stegman Coliseum, right after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Hey, you're the guy with Kevin the fire-breathing goat.
Yeah?
I'm playing Keno right now. Like you say, you pick 10 numbers, Keno picks 20. The more you match, the more you win.
Looks like your numbers are matching.
No way! Well, that was easy.
And there's another game in about 3 minutes.
Hey, little goat, you want to help me fill out my play slip for the next one?
No paper. That's why he plays on his phone.
Win up to $100,000 every 3.5 minutes. Playing Keno. Play responsibly.
With Northside Hospital, you can look forward to new beginnings, look ahead to comeback seasons, and look up for hope and strength. Northside welcomes you into our community of care, guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal. Led by our expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more, you can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
Don't go anywhere. The Dogs are coming right back. You're listening to the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for players every game at Stegman Coliseum. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family-made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com.
With the Kroger Plus card, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. And for every $1 you spend, you earn fuel points, which can add up to $1 per gallon off at the pump for the win. Plus, save every day on groceries and get personalized digital coupons for the win. The Kroger Plus card, all you do is win. Big, big savings. Sign up now at Kroger.com and start saving. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
Along with Chuck Dowdle, Scott Howard back courtside with you on a winning night for Georgia. The Bulldogs squeezed one out here in front of a sellout crowd at Stegman Coliseum, 81-78 in overtime. Dogs had to come from behind to win it. They were down 2 at halftime, and then it got into double figures, the deficit in the second half. We were down as much as 12, down 10, 62-52 with about 7 minutes to go. And Georgia went on a 12-2 run. They tied the game, took the lead eventually by 1. The Dogs' biggest lead all night long, Chuck, was only 4 points. So it was an uphill battle for the Bulldogs most of the night.
It just felt like one of those hills that every time you felt like, okay, we're there at the top now, and then we wouldn't be. There'd still be 8 more points to climb. It just kept happening over and over. We'd get so close to catching them, and then they'd go off, they'd hit a couple of threes or, get a 2 and a free throw or however, and you'd look up and they'd be back up by 8. And that happened on several occasions, and you kept thinking, are we ever going to catch them? And then when we finally did and got that lead, and Juice Holt got a key offensive rebound for us and put it back in, that may have been where we actually took the lead. And what a difference from that point on. We were the ones that were tough to catch. I think South Carolina started to doubt what they could do. They certainly started to miss more shots, that's for sure. And we were able to get it done, in overtime. Still not quite performing at the free throw line the way I'd have liked to have seen.
Well, you mentioned them missing more shots there. They finished the game 0 for their last 9, so they came up empty a handful of times with the game on the line there in the overtime session. There were only 13 points scored in the overtime. Georgia had 8 and South Carolina had 5. There were a lot of stoppages for play reviews, and it was a little bit staggered in the overtime 5 minutes.
I'm sure that during the game that Coach White was thankful for the the time to talk to his team and get things sorted the way he on the floor. But by the same token, it may have made it difficult, to keep the flow going the way he wanted it.
Well, let's jump into a break before we talk to the coach. Mike's coming up next. I think we'll get him next. 81-78, Georgia winner over South Carolina in overtime. We'll come back with more of the Regions Locker Room Report right after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance is committed to protecting the state of Georgia. No one knows Georgia like we do because no one covers the state like we do. Georgia families are our only focus, and we have offices in just about every county of the state. You can call it our home field advantage. No matter where you are in Georgia, Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance is always the home team.
Georgia fans, college basketball is back. So grab your friends in a cold, refreshing Dos Equis lager and make the most of the big game. Whether you're at the bar with fellow dogs or watching with your friend who went to that other school, Dos Equis is there for it all. So buy a cold, crisp Dos Equis and go Dogs. Dos Equis, proud partner of Georgia Athletics. Get a dose. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2022, imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Go Dogs, sick 'em! Whether they're on the road or the home court, my family and I get loud and proud whenever the dogs are unleashed. In this basketball season, Scana Energy, part of all the action, is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs. So join my family and Scana in cheering on the Dogs to glory this season. Sign up with Scana today and get up to $100. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/GoDogs for details. Limited time offer, terms and conditions apply.
Hey, you're the guy with Kevin the fire-breathing goat!
Yeah?
I'm playing Keno right now. Like you say, you pick 10 numbers, Keno picks 20. The more you match, the more you win.
Looks like your numbers are matching.
No way! Well, that was easy!
And there's another game in about 3 minutes.
Hey, little goat, you want to help me fill out my play slip for the next one?
No paper. That's why he plays on his phone.
Win up to $100,000 every 3.5 minutes. Playing Keno. Play responsibly.
Back here on the Regions Locker Room Report, get your 2022 Regions Georgia Bulldogs National Champion Visa debit card. by going to Regions. Regions is the official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees may apply. Georgia winner tonight here in Athens, 81-78 over South Carolina in overtime. Dogs into 12-game losing streak in the series. Beat South Carolina for the first time in 7 years. The last win over the Gamecocks for Georgia came in the SEC tournament in the 2016 season. And Georgia now 14-7 for the year and 4-4 in the Southeastern Conference. Back-to-back road games coming up for the Bulldogs at Auburn, who lost to West Virginia today in the Big 12 SEC Challenge. 7 p.m. for that game Wednesday night. 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be on the air with you at 6:35 for the Dogs and the Tigers, and then at Texas A&M on Saturday. So a big win for the Dogs tonight. Coach White going to come join us courtside here. And Mike, congratulations. Wow.
Thanks.
Where do you want to begin? Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Where do you begin in this one? There was so much happening in both halves and then overtime.
You get out your sheet. That's what
my goodness.
My cheat sheet here. Where do you begin? I have no idea.
Where did you feel like the game started to turn after we fell down double figures in the second half? Where did it start to turn and come back on our side?
I thought the two biggest factors in the game were our press and our crowd, and they worked hand in hand, without question. If this place isn't packed today, and these people didn't pull us through, if our fans didn't get as loud as they did, especially defensively, our press wouldn't have been as effective. It even, I thought, carried over into half-court pressure. We just got extended. Jason Holt was incredible in press. That was it. I mean, nothing was pretty offensively. That said, our numbers offensively were pretty good, right? But they blew up a lot of our execution with the hedging of ball screens, and they extended. They were terrific from three. I mean, Jacoby Wright. Yeah, Jacoby Wright goes 4 or 5, and Chico and Gigi, we know, shoot it, and Michi shoots the heck out of it. But Jacoby Wright hitting 4 really hurt us. We did enough, man. This team fights, Scott, and all of our wins have been pretty scrappy, and we fought to the bitter end. We rode that last group for a long time.
Did.
They're exhausted. They need a day off.
You could see it
got
in
the
their
NCAA
face.
makes us give them a day off so they can get some rest tomorrow.
I mentioned to Scott when they were toward the end of that overtime, when you had the timeout, they were both teams going to the benches. You could see it in their faces, just exhausted. But can you talk about Juso? You do such a good job of getting him in when defense is needed, and then you get your offensive group on when you need that. But he did such a tremendous job, even when they were able to get it over the midcourt line, the timeline. They were eating up so much time.
Yes.
Trying to get it because he was forcing them to lob balls.
That's right. And Coach Parrish, has to work with a shorter clock, obviously, because of our press. And sometimes, it got so loud in here, I'm sure there were some communication issues. And that's what it's like for us when we play on the road. So I want our fans to know that South Carolina, they won at Kentucky. And they hit 13 threes today. And we hadn't beat them in a long time. And I want our fans to understand that that's what it's all about. I mean, that was a great college experience basketball game for our guys. Gives them added motivation to continue to work. We got to take the show on the road, obviously. But we started a new streak today, and our fans were a huge factor.
Mardrez really gave you some nice offense tonight.
Yes.
5 threes, 17 points.
So he starts all year, and he plays sporadically. And I say, hey, you're not starting anymore. I obviously didn't, but he's not in the lineup. Talk about responding, like a mature young man. Great attitude. Guards his butt off, so he earns more and more minutes. He falls into 7 open threes. He makes 5, and he's plus 12. He was as good as anyone in the court for us.
Well, it certainly made a difference in that first half, particularly when you got, hate to talk about a lot of negative things in a win like this, but you got no points out of Cario, no points out of Braylon, and no points out of Terry Roberts in the first half of the game. So Mardrez, you needed those.
Oh, my goodness, didn't we? In Terry's defense, and I love him, I hate to sound like I'm running to his rescue, but I do like he had 4 turnovers. I want to say he had 0 at halftime, if I'm not mistaken, and I thought he really played within himself. He took one runner going left. It was a bad shot, and immediately, hey, that's a bad shot. That's on me. He's growing. He's learning. that 9-4, in an overtime game is a little misleading because he played so many minutes, 41. But I like the shot selection better. Sometimes him allowing it to come to him a little bit leads to maybe Mardrez falling into a couple open threes or Jabri.
Yeah. And then what can you say too about this is one of those games where obviously possession was important, and we had I think 11. What did we just have? 11 turnovers tonight.
Yeah,
14 to 11.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
and it's been a long haul, right? Trying to turn that around. We had games
and that
early
was with overtime. You only had 11 turnovers.
And think about what it was the other day in Knoxville, and obviously, best defense in the country. Yeah, let's not talk about that one.
Yeah.
Good call, Chuck. Go Dogs. We just got a W.
Yeah, that's right.
You brought up one negative, and I just want to bring back number 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, I didn't mean for you to run with it.
Mike, we'll let you go, man. Okay. What a great effort, as you put it, a great college basketball experience tonight, and. If you were in the building, you had to enjoy this one, unless you were South Carolina.
You know what? And nobody left either. That was great.
Man, it was awesome. They stayed with us, and Frank Anselm. We didn't talk about him. He was terrific too. That was his best game as a Georgia Bulldog. Cario Oquendo, I got to say this too, was nowhere to be found for a while. And I'm going to finish with a positive. Okay. I'm proud of him. Coach put me back in. I can help us down the stretch, and he just kept kind of tugging at us as a staff. And, man, was he good down the stretch. That's hard to do when you're struggling offensively for, 25 minutes,
right,
and then just really turn it on and finish it. That group was terrific down the stretch, both offensively and defensively.
And his birthday today.
Yeah.
Carrio's birthday and Kenny Gaines.
Yeah. And Kenny Gaines, too?
Yes. He's
and you didn't play him at all, but that's okay. He had that boot on his foot.
We would have had more turnovers.
Yeah, but before we let you go, one coaching question, because we were talking about this. Is it as a coach? Do you enjoy when they're constantly having to come over to look at reviews, the opportunity to coach your team, or does it disrupt your flow? Would you?
No. When they look at the review and they say that it's in our favor, we love it.
You love.
Yeah. And when they look at the review and it's against the Georgia Bulldogs, why the heck are we looking at reviews so much?
That's right.
You're slowing the pace up.
Yeah. But it does mess the pace up.
It does, and I know fans hate it too. But to me, it's about getting it right. Let's just get it right.
You want to get it right.
Absolutely. These kids, man. 6 days a week they're laying it on the line, and they've got academics and they've got distractions, and this is important to these guys.
I've told them if they want to get it right, I'm right here. Just come ask me.
That's it, and you'll tell them.
I'll tell them.
You got it right tonight. 81-78, Georgia winner. Mike, congratulations. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for coming out, guys. Too. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yep.
Coach Mike White with us here as Georgia's a winner. Let's hit our final stats brought to you by Northside Hospital. Guided by one clear direction, a mission to heal with expertise in maternity, heart, cancer, orthopedics, and more. You can move into tomorrow with confidence. For a healthier future together, look to Northside Hospital.
Can you run it over the finish line from here?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
I'm just tired.
You got to go somewhere?
No, I'm just tired.
All right, that microphone you hear coming off his head is Chuck taking his headset off. All right, let's the team stats. Georgia shoots 46%. South Carolina 41. The Dogs hit 26 of 56. South Carolina 28 of 68. Georgia 6 of 15 on threes. South Carolina, as Mike pointed out there, absolutely hot from three-point range. They had a season-best 13 three-pointers and 31 attempts as it ended up. Free throws, Georgia with 29 free throw attempts to only 14 for South Carolina. The Dogs hit 79% from the line, 23 of 29. South Carolina 64%. They were 9 of 14. Dogs with only 11 turnovers to 18 for the Gamecocks. Points off turnovers, 17 for Georgia, 10 for South Carolina. Gamecocks out-rebound the Dogs by 11, 42 to 31. Bench points, 27 to 16 in favor of Georgia. Points in the paint, 40 to 28 in favor of Georgia. Fast break points, 10 to 2 in favor of Georgia. Individually, Martrez McBride with 17 to lead all Georgia scores, 5 of 7 on the three ball tonight. Three other players in double figures for the Dogs. Cario on his birthday with 16 points. He was 10 of 15 at the free throw line. Terry Roberts, Frank Anselm, also in double figures. Anselm, a career best 12 as a Bulldog tonight. Actually, that was a career high at Syracuse as well. His previous high was 11. He got 12 tonight, so career best for Frank Anselm. He had 4 rebounds. to go in a starting role. Terry Roberts finished with 10, all after halftime. He had 9 assists tonight. The rest of the scoring for the Dogs, Juice Holt had 8, Moncrief had 8, Abdur Rahim with 8, Justin Hill finished with 2, Braylon Bridges played but did not score or rebound. The leading scorer for South Carolina was G.G. Jackson. He had 18. They had 5 guys in double figures. Also, Hayden Brown, who fouled out of the game in regulation, had 17. He had 10 rebounds, a double-double for him. Chico Carter finished with 12 points. Michi Johnson had 11. Also, Jacoby Wright, and those were all the three-point shooters. He had 13. They hit 13 threes tonight, a career or a season high for the Gamecocks, who are now 8-13, 1-7 in the league. Georgia improves to 14-7 and 4-4 in SEC play, and they end that nasty 12-game losing streak to the Gamecocks in the series. Georgia goes on the road Wednesday night. They'll take on the Auburn Tigers at Auburn Arena Wednesday night, 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Our airtime is 6:35. And then we're at Texas A&M in College Station, Texas, Saturday night. The late game there, 8:30 Eastern Time on Saturday. Winning night tonight here in Athens, 81-78, the final in overtime. The Bulldogs take the victory. For Chuck Dowdle and for our producer-engineer, the Road Dog Adam Gillespie, I'm Scott Howard. Luke Nadkarni is standing by next in the Piedmont Healthcare Network studios here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
In SEC sports, the ifs come at you every minute. What if your QB had released the ball a second earlier? What if the head coach hadn't used his last time out? What if your team goes all the way this season? If you love the tradition, if you live for the rivalry, if you can't wait each week for the absolute edge of your seat action, Regions is right there with you as the official bank of the SEC.
Regions can't help you with the ifs in sports. Regions helps you embrace the if in life.
Member FDIC.
It's time to cheer on the Bulldogs with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth, and at 5% alcohol, it's got the perfect kick to turn things up on game day. It's time to stock up for the season. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted. Please drink responsibly. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio.
The Dogs are heard right here. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Piedmont is passionate about Georgia, about each and every person that make this state incredible. From farmers to creators, manufacturers to teachers, to the dedicated staff walking our hallways. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare, to empower you through tools that make it easy to book in minutes, check in before you walk in, and have your health information all in one place. Visit Piedmont.org. Piedmont. Real change lives here.
The all-electric BMW iX M60. It's 100% electric and 100% BMW. Sustainably crafted, sporty, and equipped with a complete suite of intuitive technology, all with a range of up to 280 miles. With iconic BMW M handling and exquisite attention to detail, the BMW iX M60 is electricity in its ultimate form. BMW, the ultimate electric driving machine.
Proud sponsor of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for great offers. Go Dogs!
Georgia works overtime. It gets the win over South Carolina, 81-78 at Stegman Coliseum. First win in 13 tries against the Gamecocks, as 81-78, the three-point win for the Dogs before they head to Auburn on Wednesday. Luke Nadkarni back with you here on the Regions Bank Locker Room Report. Here to check the SEC scoreboard. Busy day, SEC Big 12 Challenge going on, and 3:43 to play in the first half from Rupp Arena in Lexington. Kentucky trails 9th-ranked Kansas 36-29. Jalen Wilson 10.6 rebounds for the Jayhawks in that ball game. Elsewhere, they just hit halftime in Stillwater in another game in the SEC Big 12 Challenge.
Right off a screen, drives the lane, feeds down low, drawing a double team is Newton, but he gets it up and in anyway. 10 points for Newton.
Pounding us in the paint, DK. It's amazing.
David Kellum on the call from the Ole Miss Radio Network. Pistols firing through the first 20 minutes at Oklahoma State. 38-27, the Cowboys in front of the Rebels with 20 minutes to play. 6:56 to play in the first half. Regular old conference game in College Station. Vanderbilt 26, Texas A&M 20, and that one once again just over 13 minutes old. Everything else has gone final in our league. Number 10, Texas falls to number 4, Tennessee in Knoxville, 82-71, as the Vols improved to 18-3 on the season. Elsewhere at the Octagon in the Little Apple, number 5, Kansas State thumps Florida 64-50, as Marquise Noel pours in 13 and grabs 9 rebounds, 8 assists, a little short of a triple-double for the Wildcats. A little bit of a surprise in Norman. Oklahoma blows out second-ranked Alabama at the Lloyd Noble Center, 93-69. Grant Sherfield drops 30 points on the Crimson Tide defense. Elsewhere, we weren't the only overtime game in the conference today. Mississippi State knocks off number 11 TCU at the Hump in Starkville, 27-13 from Tolu Smith in the winning effort. Missouri into the win column as well. They're 16th of the season. They take down Iowa State 78-61 in Como. One other SEC team, also called the Tigers, actually 2 of them, not as lucky. Number 15 Auburn falls to West Virginia on the road 80-77 as our second half rally comes up short, and LSU drops one to Texas Tech at the PMAC in Baton Rouge 76-68. The final SEC Big 12 Challenge score to pass along. Number 17 Baylor outlasts Arkansas in Waco 67-64. The Bears trailed this one by 6 at halftime, rallied in the second half. 24 points for Keontae George in the win. Most important score as far as we're concerned, Georgia 81, South Carolina 78. Here's 10 seconds for a station identification right here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Georgia knocks off South Carolina 81-78. We'll take a timeout and wrap this one up on the other side. This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance is committed to protecting the state of Georgia. No one knows Georgia like we do because no one covers the state like we do. Georgia families are our only focus, and we have offices in just about every county of the state. You can call it our home field advantage. No matter where you are in Georgia, Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance is always the home team.
Georgia fans, college basketball is back, so grab your friends in a cold, refreshing Dos Equis lager and make the most of the big game. Whether you're at the bar with fellow dogs or watching with your friend who went to that other school, Dos Equis is there for it all. So buy a cold, crisp Dos Equis and go Dogs! Dos Equis, proud partner of Georgia Athletics. Get a dose. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2022, imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Get ready for tip-off at the UGA Bookstore, featuring the best Bulldogs gifts and apparel. Shop all the great brands at the UGA Bookstore like Nike, Tommy Bahama, Vineyard Vines, and Southern Tide. The UGA Bookstore is the exclusive home of the UGA 10 collection by Peter Millar. The UGA Bookstore in the heart of campus next to the Tate Student Center. Shop online 24/7 at UGABookstore.com. The UGA Bookstore, it's where dogs shop.
Sports are easy to disagree on. Let's see what happens when sports talk hosts talk about something they agree on.
No, hold on. I'm saying drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Well, I disagree. I think drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds.
Come on, man. Wait, I think we're saying the same thing.
Oh, so what do we do now?
Everyone agrees that drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. National average 12-month savings by new customer surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2020 and May 2021. Potential savings will vary.
Luke Nedcarney with you one final time here on the Regions Bank Locker Room Report. Georgia outlasts South Carolina 81-78 in overtime at Stegman Coliseum. Dogs improved to 4-4 in the SEC, 14-7 overall. South Carolina drops to 1-7 in the conference, and their overall record is now 8-13. The Gamecocks have dropped 5 in a row, and that was Georgia's first win in 13 tries against the Gamecocks. That's all we've got for you here today on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Our next broadcast will come on Wednesday night at Auburn. Dogs have already beaten the Tigers once this year. Auburn comes in 4th in the conference, 6-2 conference mark, 16-5 overall. Just fell to West Virginia today by 3 points. Their second loss in a row, so they'll be looking to break a bit of a skid when the Dogs head in to the Plains and Neville Arena at 7 o'clock Wednesday night. We will have pregame coverage beginning on these same stations across the Peach State at 6:35 p.m. For Scott Howard, Chuck Dowdle, and Adam Gillespie, my name is Luke Nadkarni. One more time, our final score in overtime: Georgia 81, South Carolina 78. If you're making your way home from Stegman Coliseum, please do so safely, and we hope to have you for the Auburn game on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
On the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, you've been listening to the Locker Room Report, presented by Regions. Today's coverage has been brought to you by Regions. Get your Georgia Bulldogs Regions Visa debit card. Visit regions.com/GoDogs to order yours today. Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Live fast, eat well with Grindhouse Killer Burgers. Georgia Farm Bureau. Always the home team. And by Piedmont Healthcare. Piedmont empowers Georgians by changing healthcare, making it better, more simplified, and easier to access. Real change lives here. The proceeding has been a presentation of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network, powered by Learfield and JMI Sports.